1 second, I gotta share the stream link around because I'm horrible at doing this. All right. What is up, Matty Ice? Good to see you, man. All right, links are posted. Watch lists are posted. Charts are posted. You guys have plenty of time before the open to go quickly check all that stuff. Oh, and I forgot to do one more thing. I'm supposed to put the Discord link in the pin message. Just had a few minutes to pop in and drop. Like, say what's up. Have a good day. Yeah, you too, man. Hope you have a good day. All right. Now we're good. If you guys have questions about any of the charts or watch lists posted this morning in the Discord, just let me know. Ask which one you're looking at. But yeah, this morning I posted Apple, AMD. I posted a couple other tickers as well last night, kind of before all this movement. And then this morning I also posted SPY, IWM, and Triple Q for pretty much just the whole chat. So just be sure to go check those for the short-term levels of control for direction today. I also still have the CLAR quick chart up here on the bottom left of the screen. Just because this is one of those stocks I kind of want to watch alongside Sand Dollar. Wouldn't be shocked if it went above 100 eventually. Which, speaking of going up, a lot of the market is doing that this morning. I saw a lot of the bigger weights moving in a pretty massive pace. Apple, Tesla specifically, but there's a ton of other tickers as well that moved this morning. And I'll cover some of the news and stuff. But we really have a super light week, but it's a big week at the same time. There's a lot of big news with the interest rates, but that's only on one day of the week. There's pretty much one day this week that you need to truly be cautious of. And it's kind of split thinking right now. A lot of people think because the market's doing so well, it will pull back, even with interest rates dropping a little bit, which is good for our economy, technically. So yeah, like, do we get a short-term pullback from the good news coming out, or is there a shock that comes out and we do just keep going? You know, what's to stop us now? We're at 660s basically. What's to stop us? So a lot of people looking towards that news this week. What do I think of Tesla for today? Well, as I just explained, they're up a pretty massive amount this morning in pre-market, so there's not really much else I could give you on that chart. It's going up. I won't be shocked if it hits 450 this week. I'm not quite sure it'll hit all-time highs, but I don't think I'll be shocked at that either. But with this massive opening this morning on Tesla, I won't be shocked if we see 450s at the very least this week, which is very close to their all-time high, by the way. So I would be in the understanding that yes, Tesla is probably going up this week continuously, like it was the end of last week and a little bit of the week before. This is why this was my most posted ticker before it started moving again, because Tesla genuinely was in a spot where it's like, why is it even down here? You know, and and we had a lot of the same conversations about Apple as well in here, just because it's like, yeah, I get it, the economy, this and that crap, but Apple and Tesla, it's just weird. I mean, they were like 2/3 away from their all-time high, while most of the charts were hitting all-time high or at new all-time highs. It's just like, I don't know. Apple and Tesla have been really, really big ones to kind of just keep your eye on, because they're eventually going to do what you've been seeing recently on Tesla. But I would definitely be careful. The music might slow down this week with the big news coming out this week. But that's why I was explaining that first in this morning's pre-market, because it's just that's probably the highest priority thing to think about this week. But generally, just focus on your charts the first 2 days this week, and then after that, we'll have to kind of slow down for the interest rate news coming out soon. But everything looks great right now. I can't really sit here and be like, oh my God, be careful, it's going to fall today. No, there's a pretty good amount of the market already going up. And SPY is going to be opening at a new all-time high at this rate. We've had back-to-back, just new all-time highs on a few of these charts recently. But yeah, that's about all I can give you on your Tesla chart. But good luck if you're already in longs. I hope you do great today. I hope you don't get greedy. I know there's a lot of people this week who are going to try to hold positions a lot longer than they probably should, but we can't help everybody, And that was a big thing we talked about in my chat last week too, because there's definitely a fair share of us who still do that because we think because we're up right now, we can do no wrong in the near term. But in reality, we need to understand where are these little red flags on the charts that can potentially help us get out before it truly does hurt us, or piss us off in a way where we're like, "What the hell? I wanted to get on that," But guys, be sure to drop a like on the stream. If you have anything to say or ask about in the stream, please feel free to drop it in here. I am reading everything. Good morning, Lag to Death. Always a good time when I see you. What's up, Alexis? Lag, you're a real one for showing me that mod, by the way. I truly thought I knew the biggest nerds in my chat, but Lag kind of took that trophy. A little bit of a flex, I'll be honest. I'm also streaming in Discord, because I know there's some people who just cannot stand YouTube. So if you prefer Discord, I'm there as well. If it starts lagging on YouTube, though, I'm just going to cut it and focus on the YouTube stream. But yeah, how's everyone doing? Be sure to drop a like on the stream. All that good stuff. If you have any questions or anything about anything I've posted this morning or last night, please feel free to probe. And yeah, I didn't get to hang out with you guys Thursday and Friday, but honestly, I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I was just chilling. But we had some really, really big trades last week. We had a couple scalps called out. We had the AMD and APA swing called out, which I wanted to bring that to y'all's attention again. APA could be giving a second entry. I just didn't want to call it out Friday, because it's like, why would I ruin a good week, I just had one of the greatest weeks we've had in trading in a while, so why would I do that? But that is something to look at, though. This is something we shorted from here to here. It could be giving us another entry again. But I'm chilling on that right now. We're not looking at swings just yet. But I will have some more swings posted this week. I just wanted to kind of remind everybody what we've been looking at, what we've traded, what we might be looking at next. Because to be honest with you, I don't like just calling out. I like to kind of go through with it like a story and be like, all right, guys, this is what we've done. This is what we've seen. Let's do this next, Kind of gives a little bit more context to what we're looking at. And it just, I don't know, it just feels like things line up better. Like we're in a little bit more control, but in reality, we're probably not. UAL was one I wanted to short as well, and I'm kind of glad we just left it alone because it was looking really bad, and then it pulled up that day, and since then, it's just been meh. So I'm kind of glad we ignored that one. Another one that I did not post that someone in chat posted was Avgo. Why aren't they switching? Oh. Was Avgo, and he did really good on this. And they've just been going up since then. I mean, very choppy trading, I'll say, but they did really good. So shout out to Rob. Sound, I was a little late to this one. I would have loved to be a part of this run, but we had to wait. So now we're in this seat where it's like, well, I don't really want to short it, so we might as well just wait. But it does look like it's trying to be shorted down towards the at least medium part of this range, the middle of this range. If it makes it down here, I'll be shocked, but I think I'll be excited if it is down here, for being truthfully honest. And then, and then the extra play I posted in my chat today was actually McDonald's. If anybody in here has the account for that premium, there is actually a McDonald's inside bar, double inside bar actually, and they look like if they were to break down under this, there's another big low right here basically. It's literally right here on the other side of that gray bar. And yeah, basically, if we break the inside bar, we should go down to there. If we end up holding this and work up into that, we're kind of just stuck in that range, and we could look for plays back over 308. But in reality, I was just trying to point out the shorting opportunity, and if it doesn't work, then you just don't touch it. But maybe something extra there today for the McDonald's chart. They have a problem every time they go over 300, it looks like. But yeah, so that's a lot of the breakdowns and a lot of the charts I had posted personally for my group. If you guys have anything else extra or anything else you want to ask about, please feel free to. AMD is also posted, so if you're looking at AMD, I have some pretty good levels in there right now, actually. AMD's been really fun to look at. Or trade, depending on what you're doing. Your EP. I believe it's called a quarter pounder. Yeah, no, the old American way is what it's called. The quarter pounder. I just breathe oxygen. How was everyone this morning, though? Good morning, good morning. Be sure to sell your soul and drop a like on the stream. The closer we get to 20 likes, the less you'll hear me say it. Almost said that backwards twice. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited about the market today and tomorrow. We'll see what Wednesday holds for us. The hump day. And just to remind everybody, we do have news. It's just the only main news this week is on Wednesday. The interest rate news. Day before there's some news, but I would be lying to you if I said people are actually giving a shit about it. And then I would also be lying to you if I said people are going to give a shit about the trade talks from China this morning. But I genuinely don't think any of this matters. People are too focused on interest rates. If Trump speaks, which he does speak today at about 1 my time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I could see that having something, but I don't think he's speaking about anything too affecting. But I don't know. Maybe he comes out and says some just off-the-handle shit right before interest rate news Wednesday. So who knows? He has been known to make the market move. Let's fix this left side chart a little bit. Oh. I really like this chart too because it really does reflect like, okay, we have just kind of been going up. You know, a lot of people I think right now feel like, oh my god, like we had a little bit of movement, but we haven't really gone anywhere. And it's like, if you were to back test the SPY chart, and I had to do this the other day because it kind of confused me, we haven't had a larger than 4% pullback on SPY since we hit 480s. That was almost $200 ago. We haven't had an actual, like, significant pullback. So anytime you guys have been getting this, like, fear in you where you're like, oh, my God, we could pull back any day. Like, we haven't really had a pullback in a long time. So just be very careful. When I say that, I personally mean, you know, you should expect more bulls to keep showing up until that bigger pullback finally occurs and then things start to consolidate longer, right? But until then, you should not be freaking out. And who knows? Maybe interest rate brings it. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe interest rates launch us to even more highs. Market is open, by the way, guys, and I do have the options chain up on my right side screen. So if we ever jump into a play, I will have that called out with quotes. Just like the last few weeks in a row, no changes. And remember, be sure to drop a like on the stream. If you guys have any comments or updates or anything for me, please drop it in the YouTube or Discord. I am checking both. And good morning, Garden and Spicy Pepper. I see you in the Discord. If you guys have any updates for me, please feel free to share. Me no likely ATH. Excuse me, sorry. I'm just hydrating. Equities began the week on an upbeat note as traders prepared for a widely expected start to a series of Fed interest rate cuts, with Tesla gaining after Elon Musk bought roughly $1 billion of stock. China to further probe Nvidia for violating anti-monopoly law. S&P 500 weekend from that, apparently. That is your update from your Financial Juice site. I won't be able to read the briefing update for another 20-30 minutes, which is fine. But it should be along the lines of that one, probably. Our need to know market risk. And honestly, how many of you guys do that still? I've gone over that almost every time I've done it personally. But if you guys ever take the time to go check Financial Juice or briefing.com, be sure to read those brief summaries real quick. It could make your day a lot easier. It could even just make it make more sense. And it's never like biased stuff. Like I never will read that and be like, oh my god, I'm going to keep buying calls. Like, no, I'm reading that because I want a review of the day, or maybe something happened I might not have. Like, I know Tesla's up, but did everybody know that Elon bought $1 billion of stock? Probably not. Probably just saw the stock go up. So, do we need to know that? No. But it is kind of nice to check those brief summaries. And yeah, new all-time high, by the way. I guess it's worth mentioning. New all-time high, 660s. Which, remember, guys, we're kind of looking at this from a point of view where... I guess I'll draw up my purple lines and then delete it. But any pullback below our previous day high is not really a great sign. But just look at how much room you have to your previous day control point. And you know what's even crazier? If I zoom this out even more... Like, today could have a bad red day and still be bullish the rest of the week, if that makes sense. Because this area here is that important. Right? We held this the last 2 days of the week. Which, we really only had this marked. I marked this for the charts this week. But just marking that day's halfway point. It mixed in with the fib extension we've had set for weeks. And you can see it's where they're holding us consolidation for a continuation up. So actually, they have a lot of room between 660 and all the way down here to 656. Now, of course, there are short-term shorts you can take under the previous day high towards this, or even under the previous day halfway point towards this area. That's fine. I'm not saying there are no shorting opportunities. I'm just pointing out there's a lot of room between bulls and the part of the chart that actually does kind of flip this into a bigger red chart. So just be in the mindset. We do have a lot of room below. And new all-time highs aren't looking too bad right now. Trying to get that next level up on the screen. Oh, it's all the way at 664. Never mind. We'll just leave this up for now. Also, I had posted be careful after these 3 days appeared. Can anybody tell me why? Of course, we had this day happen after, so it kind of deletes everything I said. But I still want to point out this point, because you're still seeing it even right now. But I would love to see if anybody notices what we have on our daily time frame, specifically these 3 candles. But this one is this, and this one as well so far. But to be fair, today doesn't count yet. But can anybody tell me what is on these charts that I could be talking about when I say bring caution? What's up, Marente? Good to see you. And good morning, Susan. Good to see you as well. All the beautiful people showing up. Yeah, can anybody point out anything on this daily time frame chart on the left? Tell me anything about those candles there. Could be overbought or oversold. Yes. Why is that? What tells us that? And it could just be a stutter step, too. I always talk about this, too, with the overbought, oversold charts without having RSI on. You know, you could literally see that in the chart. Exactly. Garden said it. Small body candles. And if you notice, too, this day gapped up. This day had a slight gap up. This day gapped up. This day gapped up. This day... Actually, that's a pretty flat open. Not going to hate on that one. And now we have another gapped up day. So anytime we get any gapped up or gapped down small body candles, even with long legs, too. A lot of these candles have longer legs, too. It definitely brings a little bit of caution to your price action trader. Just because, again, that could be seen as something that's overbought or oversold. And it's actually very important that we're seeing that happen right before all-time highs. Because that means a decision was made and buyers won. But We've seen it once. If we see it again, it definitely brings a little bit more caution. Okay, this chart's starting to get a little bit overbought, a little bit more overbought. Not saying just start shorting it out the blue, but it definitely brings that caution for you on your macro. Exactly, Alexis. Thank you for that answer too. And yeah, all of you answered correctly. The three of you that did. Thank you. I knew y'all knew the answer. I just like to pull it out because maybe there's a newbie sitting in here and he has no idea what he's looking at. But it's always fun to point that out because, like that, or when you see like dojis or hammers at the bottom and top of every trend, like it's kind of fun to know those things because it's a good reminder, especially when you see it pop up in real time. And be sure to like the stream on YouTube, guys. Selling our soul, need likes, thumbs ups, all that good shit. If you guys need any updates or anything, please feel free to share your own as well. Honestly, a little bit of an awkward open, but I think all of us could expect this considering we're opening significantly higher on some of our bigger weights. You can see even like Tesla opening up at 425. Apple had a pretty nice open as well. A lot of the charts did, to be honest with you. And be sure to check the Discord, guys. Please, God, check the Discord if you have access. There's a lot of charts posted. I've been restarting to post my plans again on not just SPY but other tickers as well. So please be sure to check those out. I even did triple Q. And yeah, I remember the Nvidia stuff with China. That's why they're down and the other ones are up. And then Tesla's up on its own accord. Where is Intel, actually? Are they still holding the highlighted area we have? Okay, they are. They just look really ugly. All right. I'm already wanting to look at daily time frames, but we'll have to look at that later. How was the YouTube stream, by the way? Is it lagging at all with me doing the Discord stream as well, or no? I'm really hoping y'all are like, nah, it's fine. Good morning, D-Touch. Oh, dude, I did it again. That's not D-Touch. That's Dr. J. I'm telling you, man. Every time I see the D, I'm like, it's D-Touch. Watching Amazon and... Oh, TXN. Good looks. I knew that was Alexis as soon as I saw someone said they were watching TXN. Good as shit, Alexis. Watching, not watching. It's okay. I still read it the right way because I can't, English. It's supposed to be my first language, and I'm over here stuttering and losing my mind when I'm reading clear English. But then I read the word watching, and I instantly knew you meant watching, so something's definitely not right. Seems fine. Thank you, Susan. I'm actually glad someone answered, because that was interesting. I was interested in if that was going to do anything. My clock is about 2 seconds behind yours, so no, not like okay. Yeah, I mean 2 seconds isn't bad. We can live with 2 seconds. I was meaning like if it's like ever like 15 seconds or 20 seconds, like that would kind of piss me off. I'd probably annoy some of you too, because you're like, well, what the hell? Bueller's calling out, Netflix is going up, and it's like, bro, we're looking at a bear flag now. Like, if I'm ever that far behind, that would be horrible. SPY is just continuously going up, and guys, we really shouldn't be expecting anything less until something shows up saying, hey, we're stopped. We're gapping up above new all-time highs, and we're just still going up. Also, does anybody know what today's candle is? As of right now, at least. Of course, this is not fair to say. It is only 8:40. But I still like to point this out because the opening of these candlestick patterns can sometimes be very helpful, even the beginning half. Oh, yeah, anyone could check. Bueller's clock is top left of the screen. Can y'all see the bottom right clock as well? Oh, wait, I guess it wouldn't make sense to check that one, though. Yeah, checking the top left is more... It has the seconds there, too. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just get too lazy and I don't put my thumbnail on. Where even is it at? That, no. That, no. That, no. That. Yeah, there it is. But I don't know. Sometimes I just don't click it. I won't lie. There's like a really weird small part of me that's like, I know that I have memberships on YouTube, but there's still a part of me that's like, that feels weird when I try to promote it, you know? Even though I do a great job of providing extra stuff in there, it's not about that. It's just like, it feels weird to be like, yo, get this after you already had, like, I don't know. I'm honestly not the greatest Discord owner. In terms of like that kind of thing. If you're gonna be a Discorder, you gotta be able to be like, "Hey, man, buy this." But I don't know, it just feels weird. If someone wants to click it, they can, but I'm not gonna sit there and be like, "Yeah, buy this, buy that." Hey, donate. It's just weird. Plus, we're focused on trading, focused on getting something here. And remember, guys, the first 20 minutes ish, 30 minutes ish, it's not a bad time. Just kind of chill, just to see what kind of price action we can get set up here. We do look a little overbought over 660. Not even trying to front. But we have no short-term confirmation saying, hey, you can jump into some shorts here. No break of today's open, which I would like to think that that's your first trigger, unless we see something else pop up here with the price action today. Bullish kicker, yes. I was actually waiting to see who got that. Yes, as of right now, that is what that candle is. Just because, again, your previous day is a red day. We opened here. We closed here. The next day, we opened entirely over that candle. So there is a little bit of bullish emphasis even right here at the open. What's just curiosity. Okay, just a little bit above the close. Or above the closing candle, I should say. Yeah, so if we get a break of today's open, we can expect previous day high. Not a huge trade there, so I don't think I'm going to jump in shorts there, but, excuse me, that could lead to continuation of shorts, though. If we happen to see a break of today's open and a break of previous day high, maybe that's our double trigger to get in on some quick shorts down towards the halfway point of the overnight gap, which, again, that's what I just marked, and it is just above that big-ass red candle closing on Friday. If you guys are in the YouTube stream, be sure to drop a like on the stream. And regardless of being on Discord or YouTube, feel free to share your own updates, ask questions along the way. I'm trying to do my best to read both chats. And good morning, Linwood and JC. Good to see you both. And yes, Linwood, you got it right as well. Sorry, I was just checking back to see if anybody answered here. You got it right as well. And it's not like you need to sit there and read that candle and be like, all right, just buy calls today. No, it is nice to point that out. I think it adds a little emphasis on how strong the bulls could have been this morning. You're in Apple puts from the break of the open, going for the gap fill. Good looks, Devontae, and I hope you're having a great day so far. Hopefully your weekend was pretty chill. SPY is breaking today's open. This could add into those shorts that Devontae is looking at on Apple. Good looks, dude. Remember about your 50% overnight. Your Apple chart is going to have that as well. And you do need to mark those on gaps. Sorry, let me fix this a little bit. You did get a break of open even on the close of that candle. Next candle seems to be having the bid bought up a little bit. I'd also like to point out on our left side chart where our fib extension is, 659.43, also did not break, which I know that's different levels from our right side chart, but it's from a different point of view, so it's just kind of nice to have that. You just exited. Oh, okay, you already did hit the 50%. I was about to say, that candle was a little red, but I didn't want to go and draw it on screen and be like, all right, Devontae, get scared. You know, I didn't want to add any extra emotion into that trade than I needed to. Just exited for 10%. We are at the 50%. Good shit, dude. Yeah, I always say that too. Regardless of what you're up or down on your contract, does not fucking matter. Do not ignore that midway point of the gap. Because a lot of the time, that's where the bid gets stopped, at least for short term. So even if it does keep going down, you will get fucking chewed up in that short term for a few minutes. It might even be 30 minutes, which, as we all know, is horrible. If you're getting chopped up for 30 minutes, that's not a good sign. Especially, you guys got to write this down too. Like, however you're treating your trade is how you need to treat your trade. And I'll make that make a lot more sense here. So if I'm going into a trade and my mindset is, all right, I want to scalp this, why the F would I go into the midpoint of that trade while I'm holding it and be like, you know what, I'll hold this longer? That wasn't my plan to begin with. right? If I said I'm going to scalp towards this, I'm going to scalp towards that, then scalp. Don't sit there and hold that trade forever. Scalps are not meant to be held. Same thing with your longer trades. If you're sitting there going, I'll scalp the initial part of my position and I'll try to day trade the second half of it, or maybe even just as your one runner, like we like to talk about with our staircase method. That could be your method. You know, that could be something you work towards. But you should never ever be sitting here just changing the mindset, I guess, of your trade or the pace of your trade mid trade. That's just insane. I think my example for that is pretty bad too, so I'll just leave it at that. I don't remember the other example we used to give, but I have a pretty bad example. How's everyone's weekend, though? Did anybody watch anything cool? See anything cool? Sports? What's up? Anybody sleep amazing? Anybody sleep horribly? From what I'm hearing, Lag to Death hasn't even been getting sleep. No sleep, yeah. No sleep. I figured. No sleep, only Total War. Does anyone in here watch Survivor or Naked and Afraid? I haven't started watching them, but I honestly kind of want to. Some of those shows look crazy. Dude, everybody's talking about this Demon Slayer movie. I can't see it yet. I had 4 different people tag me on it. And all of them are like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I knew it was going to be good. Dude, Susan, oh my god, you are crazy. I almost said that show, but I didn't want to say it yet because I hadn't started it yet. But my mom started watching that show, and it got me hooked. I was like, okay, I gotta watch this. That is also one of the ones I had on my list from the Xfinity thing. That is crazy you typed that out. That is literally the one I was looking at to watch. I think my mom just skipped up to season 12 and watched it in like 2 days. FanDuel is mad at you this time. Football and soccer all weekend. A little bit of a barbecue. Oh, nice. We like barbecues. Very chill, Alexis. Very chill. Very deserving, too. You've been working your ass off. But yeah, Susan, you're a real one. I am going to definitely watch that, though. I watched one part of season 12 with her, and I was like, okay, I'm hooked. This one chick brought a salt with her, and I was like, yep, that chick's winning. That lady's too smart. But I don't know. Maybe everybody brings salt. That was like the small clip I saw. I was like, okay, this lady's kind of smart. I feel like even my ass would forget about salt. I'd be one of the guys that like tap out in like 2 days because I'm like, yeah, man, I haven't really been drinking and I feel like shit. Literally just comes down to being dehydrated, no protein. Yeah, those shows are very, very cool. My mom really wants me to see. I can't remember if it's Survivor or if it's Naked and Afraid, but she wants me to see this one because there's a season where someone called Boston Rob is in the show or something, but I haven't seen it yet. Apparently, though, it's crazy. His girlfriend won season 8, and then he won season 22, which is insane. All right, back to the stock market. Sorry. I just thought that was interesting. We don't just talk about stocks in here, clearly. Oh. I don't know who would do that. Like, my cheeks be out for the world. Oh, yeah. No, that it did get me at first, too, but you really don't pay attention to it, honestly. Like, while you're watching it. Like, at first glance, you're like, okay, dude, everyone's naked. What the hell is this? But no, I agree with you. I don't think I'd ever do that either. I'd be like, what the hell? Ass out to the whole world. That's funny. I don't know. I don't think people are thinking about that. I think they're thinking about surviving in the middle of an African plain and winning a bunch of money at the end. I don't think they're thinking about, like, people being naked. I'll be honest. The people in the show are 100% not even thinking about it. But if you got a badonk, I don't... Okay, we don't need to be talking about this. Lag weighing the negatives and positives of being naked on a show for however long. My sis had an acquaintance, a local bartender on that show. I can ask her about it later if interested. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Yo, how was it being naked for a whole month or however long they're out there? I bet when they get back, they're like, dude, clothes are prison. Like they just turn into nudists after they come back from a show like that. Dude, clothes are a prison. All right, we did get a bounce of today's open, by the way, guys. Just to get back on topic for a couple seconds. We did make a new all-time high. Nothing super crazy there. This is again, this is everything we expect. I honestly just expect us to go up, but not in the craziest fashion today. Just because it is the beginning of a new week, we have pretty big news in the hump day of this week that can decide the direction. So you might have short-term positioning popping up here, but again, with all that stuff that happened this morning, I'm not surprised that we're just chilling here. Also, Tesla's doing great because of Elon. So shout out Elon. Also, I need to change the charts. Why do I keep doing that? We need to have our active chart on the right, not the left. Get over here. There we go. 660.50 is hitting. Only $1 away from that halfway point between two targets. Which I did have to draw that. I hate mosquitoes so much. No, yeah, dude, I didn't even think about that, honestly. I didn't even think about all the things that would probably try to, like, bite you up while you're out there. Tesla hovering around 420.69 again. Nice. Yeah, she's not doing too bad. I did want to check the IV rank real quick using our little tool. Hold up, my dog's scratching my door. We gave her a bath yesterday, so now she's all happy about every little thing.
Where are you going?
All right, let's see here. Tesla, 63.95. And 20.43. I'm assuming this is going to be like a dark yellow or a light orange. I was kind of... My first guess was a little close. Not all the way right. Yeah, so IV is definitely picking up a little bit, but it is still not so much that they can't take it. For the month, it is already kind of getting up there, but short term it still has some room. I really love that I made that with this stupid ChatGPT thing. I can never tell when she leaves the room or not. I'll have to send y'all an updated picture of my dog in the chat. Ooh, nice. Bro, Woots is on fire in the chat. Ooh, Carter. See, these are the kind of trades you need to be going for on a day like today. The quick jabs. Don't need to be dedicating ourselves to a position for that long of a time, that long of a period. Played a same day 660 call on the bounce of current day open for 32% in and out, dude. I just had in and out yesterday. Good shit, Carter. Round of applause, everybody. If you're in the chat, definitely give your props to him. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. +1 con on a Monday morning. Oh, nice. Okay, so kind of understanding, you know, it's Monday, it's the new week. I don't need to be going heavy in my first trade. No, good shit, dude. I think it really does a good job of setting the tone for yourself as well as the charts for the week too, because you'll probably be in a better like mindset the rest of the week now. You're like, okay, dude, I just fucking started the week off perfectly. Only I can fuck this up, you know? Take a gainer and run and keep the vibes running. Dude, good shit. I'm really proud of you, seriously. Devontae got his quick little stab. You got your quick little stab. And both of those little scalps made sense to me. I could go to those charts and make sense of why you liked it. His quick Apple short to the downside. Apple was kind of tanking at the open. So that was a good look. And then yours, we didn't keep tanking. We actually ended up holding the today's open. Didn't even make a new low of day either. We did break with CDO, but we did not make a new low of day on that candle. So I think that was also a good piece of context for you. Good shit, though, dude. Seriously. It felt like such a quick trade for you, and you said over 30%. That's huge. I also can't stress that enough. I see so many traders still to this day, years later, still saying, like, how do I get bigger gains this, bigger gains that? And you check some of their trades, and you can see they are catching, like, 25%, 35% trades here and there. And it just amazes me because it's like, dude, 35%? Are you serious? You just got a third of what you invested in a very small amount of time, and you're asking, how can I get even more? Your question shouldn't be, how can I get more of this? It should be, how can I maintain this? How can I maintain hitting that or getting near it? You want to worry about that shit later? Fine. But your goal should not be instantly, let me make bigger gains every trade. No. Let's be real. Extension target 660.71. Good shit, dude. I'm assuming from the gap fib. Okay, yeah, he is. Good shit, good shit. I really can't say anything else, honestly. You did amazing. And you did good, too, not jumping into shorts here with the mindset that we literally just did a bullish kicker type opening. You know, so we are in the mindset of we should just keep going up until something shows up. I have yet to see something that can do it, right? We've seen slowdown signs on the bigger time frames. We've seen continuation from that. So it's really hard to sit here and be like, yeah, just start shorting. I would love to sit here, though, and be able to break down, like, okay, well, if interest rates do this, we should go down. If interest rates do this, we should go up. But I can't. We can't. It'd all be guessing. In my honest opinion, though, and please feel free to disagree or share your own opinions, I think if we get some good interest rate news, depending on the size of how much they take out of the interest rate, I think that will add to how much we pull back. Because I think if we do have some great news come out, I think it'll be seen as expected, and that will bring pullbacks. Now, where to, right? And we do have a lot of beautiful levels here on this left side chart. 646.20, 652.80. So we have two really big barriers to look forward to if that does, in fact, happen. Now, if not, then we're just defaulting back to what we already were expecting and already seeing going up, right? Not much more we could really cover there. except remarking some of our fib extension targets and stuff, which we could see 666 way up there at the 150% fib extension. So yeah, curious to see if we get a quarter point, a half point. What are we going to get from that? And does it bring the most likely expected price action afterwards? If we see that good news come out, does that bring the short-term pullbacks that then get bought up after that news settles? Who knows? But that does seem to be the case this week. So just keep that in mind. And again, that is happening on Wednesday. And what's up, Kevo, dude? It is always a pleasure and a blessing to see your name pop up in chat. How are you doing, man? I know you've been busy, but you've been honestly doing a great job still posting a ton in the Discord and just throwing out updates whenever you feel like it too, because you're trading or maybe you're just watching. But mad respect, dude. I always love when I see people update in chat. Can we get a gap fill on Bolt? Bro, on God, somebody give that man a raise. Oh, I missed some trade reviews already. Shit, you guys are quick. Linwood said, my scalp from bounce on current day open, small percent, paper trade. Dude, good shit, though. Good execution. Your execution lately has been stellar. When I say that, I mean, like, putting yourself in a position where you think there's a trade in front of you, and then you're actually taking it, and then you're actually reviewing it, and then you're done. Moving on from that. But actually taking part in it. Bullish kicker on the day. They're looking for bullish positioning until other things show me different. Held the open after a 5-minute outside bar. True my next fib. Other fib is the overnight gap. Oh, that's what that fib is. Okay. Sold at new high of day for 32%. Good start to a week. Clear mind. Runner targets were the fibs lining up at 667. Dude, fucking stellar trade. Why do I type the wrong thing every time? President Carter and Linwood. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It does annoy me when I see people post like big gains in the chat or gains at all in the chat, and I never see them post in trade results and review. I literally called out 2 of these people a couple weeks ago. Still didn't see trade results after that. And it's like, guys, you don't have to post it while the market's open. You can go in there and post after the market's closed. You can do it on the weekend. You can do it 5 days later. It does not matter. But you do need to go in there and post your results or your review with whatever you've been posting. If you're going to go in there, you have time to want to glaze yourself, you have time to post a review. And I will start deleting those posts if I see that, because that is just insane and very childish. If you're posting just gains or just losses and you're not posting any of what you're actually doing or thinking or what's behind all of that, no one cares. I'm going to be honest with you. No one cares. No one in here cares about just gains or just losses. We care about process. So please feel free to share some of yours when you go in there. Don't just post losses or just gains. Trump just mentioned bull. Yeah, right. Yeah, I need the whole world to mention wee bull. Carter's been eating. Dude, Carter and Linwood have been honestly fucking killing it. The reps that these guys are getting are insane. So many people in here have gotten so good. I agree. I 100% agree. And I do give a lot of credit to the different traders in the chat too. I don't think I'm ever going to sit up here and be like, "Yep, you guys are only doing good because of me." Like, what? You know, it takes time coming in and coming out every single day, every single week, every single month to be able to like form a routine and actually learn from that routine and take away something from it and to like, edit it a little bit, maybe adjust it, whatever. A lot of that does kind of fall on y'all's shoulders. So any of that progress you're seeing, like, please take the credit. It is all yours. I won't take it. No one in here will take it. It is yours. Danak did that to me last week too. He was like, dude, thank you so much for telling me to get out of that position. It was like, bro, I didn't tell you to get out of shit. I said I think you should. But at the end of the day, that's your decision. If you're the one who's benefiting from it, that's on you, dude. Like, good job. Round of applause. And I'm serious about that. It's not about being the bigger man or anything. It's just like, you really do need to use that positive reinforcement for yourself. Because I don't think people realize, like, there's a lot bigger things happening behind the scenes when you make decisions like that, right? When you stutter step or you hesitate, right? That might cause a bigger impact down the road on future trades, because you might sit there and see a similar setup and be like, oh, well, I remember that didn't work out for me one time, and you're just not going to touch it. You're just going to leave it alone. When in reality, you just got too scared. There was nothing wrong with the chart. So it also applies to the other end of things for positive reinforcement. If you're going to sit there and look at trades or take trades or point out things, I don't care if you actually took the trade or not. Go through the mindset or through the rep of, oh, this is going to do this if that happens. This is going to happen if that happens. And then watch it, review it, write it down. Just remember it, whatever. Get that rep though. And then in the future, it'll be a positive reinforcement. Oh, I remember seeing this. I remember seeing this play out how I thought it would. Stack it in the right direction as well. Don't just hesitate and cause fear for yourself. Also, stack up your positive reinforcements that you have for the different things you've done, different trade reviews, different swing trades, day trades, scalps. I don't care. But use it to your advantage. All right, let me catch up on some messages. Sorry, guys. And yeah, I love seeing the teamwork in here too, because it feels like just about anybody could like call out or give each other an update, and it'll be really helpful to anybody. What's up? The price of that around 108 is just this morning. Some news came out. Sizable tapes. You were talking about this in stream. You want me to post my chart? You can, if you want. Wait, what are you referring to? I guess I'll just see when you post. But yeah, feel free to share. I'll read whatever. And Kevo, good to see you back in here. I know you've just been busy, but I was like welcoming anybody in here. Because we got a lot of people like that too that could just like dip, come back randomly, and then we're just like open arms, We have a pretty good number of people that are like that now. But I think it just speaks to the level of this group. It's not too like dead set on do this, do that, Be you. Learn at your own pace. Grow at your own pace. If life hits you, take your time. We're still here. Life can be a bitch. But we can all do our best to help each other out. Keep each other going. Not a horrible beginning of our day. I think a lot of us expected just, again, short-term movement up. We'll see if anything follows behind that or not. We are still above today's open. I would like to add that. Not like we're that far from it either. And yeah, I want to try to catch another swing this week, but I'm not going to sit here and try to expect to get like another, 300% or something. Like, I'm not expecting to get that. We got like a 30%, I'll be fucking happy. Oh, no, Linwood. No, you did fine. You did fine. I was just me. I don't like to call people out by name, so I just bring up the topic over and over again. You know, I'm not y'all's parents. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, Linwood, I saw you did this. You fucked up. Do this. Like, no. If I'm going over it and it feels like it connects to you, then it probably connects to you. But no, you were not who I was talking about. I saw you posted, and then now you're just chilling, probably trying to watch more setups. That's fine. I just can't stand when I see people post like a gain on Tesla or SPX, but if you go into chat, you never saw them once type anything about it. It's like, bro, why are you even posting this? This does no good to anybody, including yourself. Like, good job you made money, but like, what did you do? What was your thought process? Last time I checked, Bueller Buys LLC is not built upon, let's post big gains and losses and get popular and jerk each other off. Like, no, it's genuinely about the process and hard workers. Hard workers get praised in this chat, not people who post fat gains. Though that does get skewed sometimes. But I just like to be really stern about that. I know that's not like a popular thing or like, oh my God, Bueller's going to blow up because he has this stance. Like, no, it's nothing like that. My morals, like I feel like a shitty person if I see that in my chat. Nobody should be doing that because it's mongering in a way. Imagine there's someone new in our chat and they see that stuff. They're like, oh my God. Some people will literally even take the time to just direct message that person instead of asking in the chat where it should be asked, right? And it's like, what the fuck? It's just weird. So that's my big thing. You know, if you're going to be in here and you're going to post your gains, your losses, your trades, do it. But don't sit here and just post part of it. No one cares about just the end result. If you just come in here and you're like, guys, I made 600% on Tesla, but then I go into the chat and I can't find anywhere you've typed anything about anything you're doing, then I don't give a fuck. And I promise you, 99% of people are thinking the exact same thing. We don't give a fuck. And it has nothing to do with, why didn't you call out so I could join you in that? No. It literally has everything to do with process. What's the point of getting into a trade if you're not even going to post a warm-up chart of what you're looking at? I don't even care if you have any plan on it. Just posting the chart itself to show that you're looking at it would be something, you know? Even just that. Some pre-context, some context before the move started happening, before you started trading it. That is a really big deal. Lots of volume early on? Yeah, we definitely had a lot of volume early on, but I think it had a lot to do with some of the different news. And the fact that we have so little news leading up until Wednesday. So that little burst of energy this morning, not shocking. I don't think I'll be shocked if we make another new high of day either, but if we were to break today's open again, I feel like that would increase the probability that it doesn't happen. So I think really big emphasis on, do we break this again or not? Which, remember, the first time we broke it, it didn't really do anything. So again, just kind of adding to how strong the bulls are today. Yes, Kevo. I'm going to say most likely. Most likely. I've been saying this since last week because I've been wanting to keep everybody prepared on a pullback in the market, but I don't want people in here to be like, oh my God, that was random. Like, no, we probably are expecting a sell the news kind of scenario here. But I don't want anyone to be like jumping into positions heavily based on that, though. It's definitely not a good thing. But most likely, I would say that is a most likely scenario. And it could lead to some really, really big days right after that. So, like Thursday could be the best day of this week for all we know. But we could wait for a really nice intro and SPY. Exactly. And we can still get our small little scalps here and there until then. Or maybe just mental reps or whatever we're feeling like. Everybody's on a different page right now. But yeah, no, I think that's the seat we're in right now too, Kevo. I think that's exactly where we're at. Which, I'm serious, guys. Like, please remember that more and more. Like, if you're sitting here, let's say 10 hours in the week, what should those 10 hours be full of? Sitting here watching things play out, develop? Or should you be trading those 10 hours? Because in reality, let's say you have 10 hours to trade that week. You're not going to be actively trading all 10 hours. You'll probably be actively trading for like 5 minutes out of those 10 hours, tops. Should not be looking to actively trade every time you're looking at something. What's up, Jim? Good to see you, dude. You had some of the best fucking messages or was it last week? Whatever it was, the best messages. 50 BPS or a pause would be hilarious for volatility. Yeah, a pause I think would actually make me go into the grave. I've traded that with the same day con. Not smart. Not smart. Take it from me. Don't try it for yourself. I don't know why, but I always picture that the G-Man, the guy who does like they spin him in the air and then he takes in G's of force to like see if he can sustain it, but he's like the best in the planet for it. I always picture that guy with like a test dummy helmet on when I see people type that. I was testing it out. Don't do it, guys. Hi, hello. Mershk Mashaba. I'm probably abusing your name, and I'm sorry about that. People got annihilated by Oracle. Market never changed, dude. They were like, it'll just keep going, right? Which, let's look at that for a second. I typed in Oracle wrong. Yeah. People are probably like, dude, it's going to keep going. If it can open this high, it can keep going, right? Maybe in the future. Me, personally, I would have just this fib drawn. I'm not watching Oracle right now. But if I was, this is the only thing I think I'd have on my screen right now. I'd be in the mindset of like, all right, just watch this fib. Because this gap is so significant, it might be the only relevant... Besides old all-time high supply. Which I don't know where the hell that is. Okay, it's right there. So yeah, whatever this is between here. Why do I even do that? Just do this. Yeah, so this is how my chart would look if I was looking at Oracle. Not a whole lot of levels on my screen, as you can see. Yeah, gapped. Shorting. It went up. Yeah. I don't trust shorting gaps instantly. I don't trust longing after them either. Like, scalps, all day long. Have fun. But anything a little bit longer duration of a trade than that, I just do not trust. With gaps that size. That's a significant gap. I mean, everybody and their grandma saw this chart. Good to see you, though, Jim. Gapped. Okay, I'm short now. Yeah, that's just insane. Let's check some of our other charts. Triple Q did pretty good as well, with continuation over previous day high and pre-market high, which I think is about like right here. Then IWM actually not doing really anything. They pulled back. Okay, wait. I take that back. They are doing something. There is a double bottom holding her now. They did come down under today's open. Even rejected it. Came back up. Pushed new high. Which one of these is the 50%? I think it's this one. That's not the chart. There it is. Oh, that was it. Alright, so I guess IWM actually isn't that bad of a chart. A good hold here could definitely bring more buyers like we're seeing here, over 239.30s. Into the high, though, which we're got to be careful about that. That's a pretty big candle there for the day. Tesla, of course, up on the Tesla news with Elon buying 1 billion in shares. Which, I don't know. I feel like it could have bought more than $1 billion, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Nvidia down on bad news from China. I would keep watch on your crypto tickers if you guys aren't even into crypto. I mean, you guys know me. I'm not into crypto at all. I can't stand crypto. But the crypto stocks are starting to warm up a lot more on their daily time frames. So even if you're not into crypto, be in the understanding that there are some crypto stocks warming up. I haven't really looked at other ones besides this and a couple of the smaller ones, but Coin is the big one to look at for me. In case we do get some reactions on that outside of the, of course, normal overall market that we like to look at. All right, now is there any meme charts up like a crazy percent besides that? Chewy's up 5%. Oh, okay. I won't lie. I just recharted this again last week because I like buying Chewy calls, but you have to really get the right spot or you're going to end up in consolidation for a while, which that's actually not that bad. Kind of like this. We're just kind of like settles. It's not really going anywhere, but the days high and lows are like all kind of very close to each other. It just, I don't know, it just like traps the volatility into a bottle. But yeah, I think I want to look at Chewy again. So if you guys are, anybody's interested in some of the tickers I've been looking at, Chewy is one of them. I know, really exciting chart there. And of course, I'll have more up. We talked about APA. I really want to short APA again, but I'm not just going to jump in early. So we'll wait on that one for a second. Closer to the end of the day is kind of really what I mean. But yeah, so I think that's all we got. Let me go back to SPY for a second, and then we'll just chill. Buddy of mine took 370 strikes to the top because they were cheap. No fucking way. Plenty of proper tech companies to invest in rather than cryptocurrencies with empty promises. No, I was meaning from a swing trading point of view. I don't want people... Well, I mean, it doesn't matter what I want, but if I had it my way, nobody in my chat would own cryptocurrency stocks. But I do like to swing trade them because they move a lot. But yes, Jim, you were correct. You were correct. Just so we don't confuse anybody. I did say that a little weird. Inside bar on Oracle. 299.80 is the previous day control point. It could be important taking a scalp. Good looks, Kevo. I'll pull it up on my screen. I won't try to bother you. Which I probably should start drawing those for the Oracle chart. Is this all one day? Damn. Oh, I guess I don't have to draw that one. And I did not draw any of the gap pathway points. There is one at 299.30. It's probably a tiny one. It's funny because it's probably a tiny one like right here, and that's where high of day is today. I'm telling you, man, those 50%, do not fucking play around with them. Mark all of them. If you're on a chart trending straight up or down, mark the 50% the last 10 days. If you get a gap up, gap down, mark the 50% of that. I do not care. Keep it marked for a week. It is insane how, like, reliable these levels have been recently. You know, we've been looking at some of the ugliest charts recently with some of these small body gapped up days, gapped down small body day, and the levels are just still so reliable, even through the ugliness of things. I say ugly, I mean like, some of the not as favored price action as we all like to witness. But some of that not favored price action that we see is kind of needed. If we just went straight up and straight down all the time, I don't know if we'd have a working stock market still. Still uptrend held on your SPY chart, by the way, guys. That has not changed one bit all day. There was a close scare today when we broke today's open, but did not make a new low on that first red candle on the 5-minute chart on that right side. But since then, we have not really seen anything help pull this chart back at all. To an amount where we're actually saying pulling back. It's just been good upside so far. Rejected open and PDO. Yeah, there you go. Insane how that lines up, too. I didn't even mention that, but yeah, the open of previous days right there. Today's open's right there. That's not a coincidence. Your opens, your closes, your halfway points, these are some of the strongest barriers, I would say, in our system, at least with how we look at things. I would definitely say that those are the top three. I don't even know in what order either. I'd have to probably put openings at probably the top. I'd say openings are your strongest pivot points, your most active pivot points, your most directional bias pivot points. But I'd have to put the closes of days and the halfway points of days and gaps. I'd have to put that at a very close second. I really would. I almost have them all as like a three-way tie. But in my head, those are three of your most important levels every single day on pretty much any chart. Feel free to disagree with me if you're in here and you know what you're talking about, but in my opinion, those seem to be the three best pivotal point type levels in our system, in our strategy, whatever the hell you want to call it. Which some days we look at those charts and we're like, we don't really have much to work with here. And then some days it's like, we have too much to work with. Make sure to hydrate. Stand up if you guys have been sitting around the whole time. But please, please hydrate. I don't need any cotton mouth traders in here. Stay hydrated. And what I really do mean that too. If you've been sitting on your ass all morning, please stand up even just for a few minutes. Let that blood flow a little bit. It'll help wake you up a little bit too. Almost a new high of day on SPY. Right side chart, guys. Dry lips, sign of a bad P&L. On God, dude. On God. I don't care what all of you believe in life, but you can at least believe in that. Dry lips bring bad P&L. And TXN, light 180 calls, cutting under CDO. Good looks, Alexis. I'll check it out here in a second as well. And hopefully you're not too busy right now while you're in that. Good stuff, though. Good stuff, though. And good work, too. I was literally just complaining about how a very small percentage of chat will just post stuff and expect us to understand what they're doing. Or they'll just post losses or gains and be like, yeah, look what I did. Just go look for yourself, you know, like, totally could, but it's nice to have that context posted early for ourselves. Hold ourselves to a higher standard. And Alexis does that every single time. So I don't want to hear excuses out of anybody because this man literally drives around, delivers oxygen tanks, helps customers out, and still has time to post before trading. So I don't want to hear excuses. Only targeting pre-market high. Good looks, good looks. See how he planned all that out? He knows where he's cutting. He knows where he's taking profit. Now he's just got to sit there and expect the chart to do what it's going to do. Outside bar on Oracle, 5-minute. Good looks. That is an outside bar. It consumed the last two candles. Very good looks, Kevo. Good follow-up updates, too. These aren't the first updates he's given on Oracle. Talked about the open rejecting, the previous day open rejecting. Good continuation updates here. Jim, I just got so close to my screen to see who is in your profile pic, and I don't know why, but I'm not picturing the right guy, but it reminds me of a different actor. I'm trying to think of his stupid name. I have his face in my name. He's the dad from We're the Millers. I can't think of his name, but that actor. That's who I thought that was in your picture at quick glance. But I think that's wrong. Actually, I am sure it's wrong. I'm 100% sure it's wrong. Yo, what is up, Robert Taylor? Bonjour, gang. What's up, dude? I actually gave you some glaze earlier in the stream, but I don't remember exactly what I said. And it was very early in the stream, so good luck finding it. But I did say something good about you, Rob, but I don't remember it. Just remember I did. Good to see you, though, dude. Always good to see your name pop up. I like when all my OGs pop up in here. Hopefully you had a good weekend, Rob. King Rob. Schedule your live to switch to members only. What a weird option that YouTube would add. I still don't understand that one. They added that before like 50 things that definitely should be added first. YouTube's priorities are bass backwards. You heard it from here first. Well, we had a new high a day. It just didn't last that long. See if the continuation occurs. O2 saved your dog from anemia? Damn, really? That is wild. Anemia. That would give me that would scare the shit out of me. See my dog freaking out. That would give me a heart attack. Then the dog's truly in trouble. I'm very sorry to hear that, but I hope your dog's recovering. I never like to hear about a doggo getting hurt. Like, I'm not even a cat person, but I don't want to hear about no cat getting hurt. What is this music I'm getting right now? $20% on that scalp. Good job. I was actually just about to ask you how it's doing because we are approaching two really good levels. This one and then, of course, that other one. I think it's like 299.30s. But I didn't want to pressure you, so very good job, Kevo. Good job on that trade. And updates, too, dude. I really loved your updates throughout all that. You kind of gave your initial update, and then you kind of gave a follow-up update, and it's just common sense from there. It either works or it doesn't. Very, very good job there. Round of applause for Kevo, guys. Thank you for those updates. I always like to give props to everybody in here who does good work on actually posting. We don't need to hear what contract you're in. I don't even really give a fuck what contract at what price you're in. Nobody in here cares about that. What are you looking at? What is your process? What are you doing if this happens? What are you doing if that happens? Be conditional and be ready. Trimmed 8, 2 left. Good shit, dude. And see how he's trimming most? Very, very good work. Round of applause, bro. Who mentioned it? There was honestly a few of you who talked about it. I saw you say it. I saw Woots has been talking about it a lot, and Jim as well. So there's been a few people in here who've been looking at Oracle. So I don't really want to give credit to just one person, but all of those people have definitely been bringing it up pretty good amount. But yeah, really, really sick job though on your execution on that. I think what I liked most about what you did is exactly what I just said, so I'll just repeat it. But pointing out the whole, it's doing this one thing. Let me find another thing. You know, what is that? What the hell am I saying? You know, he was looking at this and going, well, it's rejecting the previous day opens. It's rejecting today's open. We literally just got done explaining how these are directional levels, so that's very cool. And then he takes the micromanagement of that. You know, like, is it rejecting that area? Still it is? Okay, well, I'm still seller favored as long as I'm below this. So he's using this to be like, okay, well, just stay under that, right? If I get above that, I'm out. I'm not going to hold that risk. And then setting up a logical target, too. You know, whether you're getting a halfway point of something or whatever, it doesn't matter. But you do need to have some sort of logical level underneath. And then using it to your advantage. Okay, I'm going to work towards getting to that. Take profit towards that. So very, very good job using your context and then using, I guess, more context from that, right? From this, using this and going, okay, well, we're still rejecting. I still like these lower highs. Really nothing popped up to say, hey, we're switching trend. At least yet. So super big round of applause to Kevo there. Because again, like he just said in the YouTube chat, all he did was just find a random ticker, applied the BB system to it, and then did his best, right? Now, he doesn't know if the chart's going to actually play out or not, but he's applying as much as he can to make it work. He doesn't know if it's going to go down 10%, up 10%, sideways all day long. He has no idea. but he's applying what he does have in front of him, and he's stacking his confirmations to create a higher probability trade for himself. Round of applause, seriously. I know I keep saying that, but I really do mean it. Because Kevo does a really good job of doing exactly what I hope most people in chat will do, and it's removing your ego. I cannot stand a trader that has ego. You should honestly not be able to stand yourself when you have ego. You should be disgusted of yourself when you have that. It's good to be confident. It's good to understand what's next, but it's not good to put your ego into things. And Kevo does a really, really good job of shedding light on that pretty much every trade. It's just about the trade. It's just about the process. It's about the what got him here, right? But now that all that's over, we can glaze you. Very good job, Kevo. Oh, you're good. I knew you were trying to give credit to whoever it was. Whoever you read that from, I honestly congrats. But good job. Not using bias, no ego. He just said, "Oh, chart." Pulled out his cookie cutter sheet, put the BB system on it, said, "All right, let's do our best." Can't really ask for more than that. You have these two cons, and to be honest, not bullish on this impulse move. Yeah, I'm not really either, honestly, on that chart. But who knows? Who the F knows? You did your damage, though, and I'm really glad that you also shed light on that, too. Getting out of most of the position, because this is a really big thing I like to go over as well with everybody, and it's just amazing how many people will ignore it. I'm not sitting up here because I think I'm right. I'm sitting up here because that is the safer option. It makes more sense, logically, to take profit on most of your contracts, and then leave a very minimal amount of them for runners if you want to work on that. Micromanage the end of your trade. That is always fine. So I'm also glad you shed light on that as well. Morning, Ace. God, dude, everybody's showing up today. Outside bar and then retry previous day open. Exactly. There you go. See, Kevo's already thinking about what's next based on what he's seen. He's not making up, it could gap, it could do this, it could do that. No, he's literally pointing out the next two things in front of him based on what we've seen and where they're placed. Where's the open? Where's the PDO? Where's the halfway point? Where's tomorrow's? Or where's yesterday's close? Sorry. Tomorrow's. He is a badass. Bunch of Jedis on here. They are, man. Got a lot of smart people in here. I like how you said bonjour out of habit instead of reading it as... Oh, yeah, I guess you didn't type it like that. Bang Jower? What's up, though, Ace? Happy to see your name, man. Hope you've been doing good. Please type something else. So that you're still here. He is so much better, thanks. I'm glad to hear that, honestly, JC. That would bring the fear of God in me. Kick-ass job, Kevo. Who wants an easy lead play? Oh, it's Woots. Okay, never mind. I was like red flag, and then I saw who typed it. Just hold it and forget like XLV before. Oh, he's looking at leaping staples. That actually isn't a stupid idea. I hate to say it, but that actually isn't that bad of an idea. I don't know about a leap, but a swing on staples might not be a bad idea, considering that'll be the sector that probably goes up if we do see that buy the news, sell the rumor. Buy the rumor, sell the news. I just said that backwards. After the interest rate news on Wednesday, hump day. So that actually could play out. Someone posted a swing in my channel, and it wasn't me. Everybody needs to go look now. Oh, it's D-Touch. Microsoft 919 52 I actually like his stop loss because that is very logical. Okay. You read it as Bon Jovi? Poopy price action, I might gym. I'm not gonna lie, I had to read that twice. I was like, what is he saying? I got it though. It connected. Lag's not going to the gym. Lag's going to log on to Total War. No, I'm kidding. I'll have fun at the gym if you do go to the gym. Stay hydrated, Lag. You will be missed. Maybe not by chat, but you will be missed by me. By I. Bon Jovi. Steam notification. Stutters, forgets about what you were about to do, continues to load. Windows key, types Darth. I won't lie, you got me rehooked on it again, which I thought was impossible. You got me rehooked. On what might have been one of my favorite ones. I think the only game I put past that one is, fuck, what is it called? Hold up, you got me checking my fucking games. It starts with an S. Oh, Shogun. Total War Shogun 2. That one took too many hours of my life. That and Rome 2. But yeah, you kind of rehooked me. You rekindled the love between me and Total War. That mod is a huge... It really is. I was even hesitant at first when you shared it to me, and I didn't do it. I mean, you know that, but it was just like, do I even want to do this? I'm glad I did, though. Yeah, lower high rejections, maintaining on ORCL Oracle. Kevo kind of gave us a free play on that one. And regardless of you guys following anybody's plays in here or not, I really don't care. But if you're going to do it, though, take responsibility. Good job, Kevo. We'll see if we get that break, too. I would like to see if 300 breaks here, because lower highs are still intact. I don't know. I don't see why it shouldn't. Just to remind myself that it is a little bit under that level. We have the halfway point on a previous day, but then we have the halfway point of the gap, so it is actually like a little highlighted area. Yeah, 300 breaks. I don't think I'd be shocked. The lower highs here have been pretty consistent, so. But if it was to bounce, this is going to be where it's at. So you have a make or break decision here on Oracle. But you did a good job kind of shorting towards it and setting yourself up for a spot where it's like, all right, well, now I'm not in as much risk. If it goes further down, I make more money. If it goes back up, you know, you're not really in a deep hole. You're actually still up by a good margin, I expect. And thank you, Kevo, for posting exactly how we've been doing it for years, man. I really appreciate when you do that. Alexis has been doing it. Carter's been doing it. Linwood's been doing it. I've really been enjoying people who just kind of post with no bias or ego. It's just like, all right, let me just get this out here because that's what I'm looking at. The natural process. That's what I like to see from you guys. And honestly, that's probably where some of your best trades are going to be made. When you're just locked in. As Tobias alluded to this morning. Come on, big-ass red candle. Get some follow-up. Took a 10% gain on TXN targeted. Oh, I didn't have time to go look at that. Fuck. I wanted to at least watch some of it with you. Oh, okay. I was about to say, if it's near the 50%, I better see that TP message from you. And you did. You said 10% target acquired, not pushing it on this Monday. No, I think this is good. Did you get a big-ass gain from it? No. Did you get a good trade out of it, though? Good opportunity, a logical trade, and you got a logical outcome out of it. Yes. Round of applause. Can't get anything better than that. Round of applause. 2 very good call-outs in today's stream that I can personally say were called out head to toe. Great job, Alexis, on TXN, and great job, Kevo, on Oracle. Y'all really said fuck Bueller's spy updates. Beautiful, beautiful work. Personally, like, tearing up a little bit. Close below PDCP and now wedge. Let's see. Yeah, let's see if we get what you want. You've already done your damage. Let's see if we get your runner-up damage now. And though I know Kevo's in a trade and, you know, we want to see this level dump and it go down 10%, it is also cool, though, to see it somewhat reacting to this, right? I'm not saying it's going to bounce and go to new highs. I'm just saying it is nice to see it react to this, right? We've been seeing lower highs at good levels, and now we're seeing it at the one area on the chart that you and me expect it to make its next bigger move from. So it is at least nice to see that. Not trying to, like, put any fear into anybody's trades, but that is definitely cool to see. Yeah, round of applause to Kevo and Alexis. And honestly, shout out to Woots as well. I know he's not in the streams, but he's done a very good job of posting loads of plays on the trade floor with really no care in the world, just kind of doing what he wants. That's what I like to see. So shout out to him as well in the trade floor. I know he's not in here, but he does deserve that credit. And always give credit towards due. If you see someone working their ass off in chat, give them a pat on the back. They probably need it. Love you guys. You too, man. You guys are kicking ass. Always love to spread that where it's due. I've been very adamant about that, too. I hate just being like, oh, everyone just pay attention to what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of nice to have, like, a few people in here that somewhat know what the fuck they're talking about. And there's a pretty good number of those people now. I'd say more than somewhat know what they're talking about. Especially when they're locked in. You could see the different people in chat when they're locked in, just ready to try to get whatever they're looking at. Like when I see Kevo bring up SPX, like I'm paying attention because I know that he likes to look at SPX. Or even Lag. Lag likes SPX. Like I'm going to pay attention. If I see Alexis bring up a healthcare ticker, my ears perk up. Oh, yeah, my bad. We can go back to SPY. Good update by Carter. He said, new high of day. Does it hold, though? We did hit 661. Not quite up to that level, which I'm about 99% sure it's between this and this. Okay, yeah, it was. And then I just probably deleted it down to 50 cents. Okay. Just reminding myself what the hell that is. Intel is finally popping? Bro. Finally. I've been preaching this chart to go up for a while now. I got in here, and then we had like a small cut or something. I'm kind of glad I got out and just waited, but Jesus. My area was correct. I was just early. And good job, Oust. Oust has been doing a really good job updating this in the post-chart channels over and over and over again. So thank you again, Oust, for that. All credit to you. Let me bring this back to Oracle, and I'll keep watching SPY on the right side. Oops. There we go. Ace. I miss you, Ace. I hope you're doing good, man. I always miss talking to Ace Ventura. Pet detective. By the way, guys, thanks for all the likes on the stream. If you haven't already, definitely please drop a like on the stream. It helps out a ton. We have a goal of hitting like 20 likes per stream. So if you can, let's make that come true. Ace, what you up to right now? You at work? You in the office or you home? I would love for Ace to actually be in working at home. Am I allowed to like call you during these, or you can't talk to people while you're doing that? I always feel rude when I ask that too. Can I call you? Ace don't want to be on stream. Are you gonna look at Moderna, Alexis? I need a Moderna update. We're not fucking racing marbles. I was checking your Twitter because I haven't seen you around in a while, so I was just making sure you're okay. I assumed you were just busy. You know, AC's pretty busy. Be right back, y'all. Okay, Keva, I'll be here. Quick update on Amazon. She's looking good at the moment, as long as she holds above the 230 mark. Good looks, Alexis. And yeah, take your time on Moderna. CRWV, good update by Rob here on the daily setup. That's a small double bottom with a little retest on Friday, right? Let's see. I do have it on my watch list because of you. Where is it? There it is. You said that's a small double bottom with a little retest on Friday. Yes, I agree. I also really like this too, Rob, because it has the liquidity grab and mixed in. It's not like the perfect, double bottom where it's perfectly holding the same level. Now, I mean, it is, but you know what I mean. The meat of it, though, that is not what I meant to draw. The meat of it, though, did get a break and retake. So there's a lot of liquidity built up right here that does give it that movement. And then this here, that sandwich candle, again, means nothing. It's an in-between candle, so it doesn't ruin the short-term momentum. So we do get another gap up, which... Oh, that is a day-to-day. I thought that was like over a weekend. When is the week? Oh, it's here. And then, yeah, this candle, the candle in question, I would say yes, that is a retest of that. Actually, a perfect retest of that. I was watching that last week, too, though. I saw that hammer pop up, and I was like, man, this is going to probably be where it bounces. And then I think I went to go look at other things, but this has been a good one to watch, and I've kept it on my watch list for a reason. Yeah, maybe even get some continuation on CRWV this week. I would say even tomorrow you could probably get your continuation into the 126s. Depending on how today closes, but right now that's not the worst chart. It's currently holding the 50. It's the first time over in a long time. Damn. Well, I do agree with you, though. The whole double bottom to the move up to the retest. I almost promised, too. I haven't drawn it yet. But if I go from this low to the first high that it makes, I almost promise this candle is holding above the 50%. Or wicking it even, right? Let's draw it. Low to the high. And it's almost perfectly holding it. Jesus, I did not mean to zoom in like that. But yeah, no. This is what confirms, yes, that is a retest. Beautiful work. And yeah, Ace, anytime you want to hang out, let me know, man. What am I doing? You're interested in Eli Lilly for downside as well, but I wanted to give you Moderna another day or next week if she can break the hold of PDCs. Oh, I see why you say PDCP. I was like, why are you just focused on yesterday? But I see why. Kind of like nothing else to look at. Holy dude, I suck at clicking today. 2430. Come on, man. Okay, well, that makes a lot more sense now. Yeah, I think a lot of us knew about that, but I just don't think a lot of us wanted to believe it. I'll be honest, I wasn't one of those like anti-vax people. I don't think I'll ever be, but I definitely never got a vaccination or any of that shit. The boosters, don't get me wrong. I think there was some good in it for some people, but I think when it came to like really old people or really young people, I think it was kind of scary. Because like, you know, an average person, they get COVID, they build a little bit of an immunity to it, not 100%, but you get a little bit stronger defense against it because you've gotten it and then survived it. You know, just natural way of life. But when it comes to like older people and kids, I really never understood what was the right course of action. So it kind of sucks that some of those reports have come out where kids are literally dying because of vaccinations or booster shots, which is kind of fucking scary. This thing that's supposed to be helping them, and we have a pretty good number of children now that have died from it. And that's not even counting the elderly. I think we all know the impact the elderly had. I mean, the average population of Italy went down because of this. So yeah, I never really understand that. Natural immunity for life. I mean, not 100% immune. Like you could still get it again, but yeah, there's not like a chance that there's a lot lower of a chance that you're gonna have like a detrimental outcome. But yeah, I'm building immunity to it or towards it. But yeah, so that was a little shitty reading that stuff. I won't lie. But I just wanted to point that out. I wasn't really like ever anti-vax, but I remember even your most non-tinfoil hat kind of person was like, wait, why do we need a booster as well? Like, it turned into a really big ordeal. And I do believe it was Moderna that was the cause of most of the, like, bad vaccinations, I should say. Which is fucked up, because that was one of the ones that benefited the most from the COVID movement. COVID was dangerous to old people. It was very strange that it wasn't the dangerous to the very young, assuming normal health. Well, that's the thing, is it kind of was. It's just like I don't understand how it got worse after vaccinations came out. Is my point I'm trying to make. Right? If COVID was really that bad, why weren't kids dropping left and right? I'm not trying to sound horrible here, but like, let's be real here. And then all of a sudden, vaccinations and boosters come out, and now there's more kids dying. Make that make sense to me. Because that's what happened. Whether you want to believe it or not, that's what happened. Very shitty. That will not be forgotten. You wore your tinfoil hat the whole time along with my needle-proof sleeves. And yeah, I don't even mean it like that. Like, I know everybody has their beliefs and everything like that. And I'm not even trying to question your beliefs. I have no right to. But it did feel a little weird during the COVID vaccinations. It is a little sad, though. People will even try to turn something like that political, too. It's like, Jesus, dude. Calm down. It's corporation versus consumer, if anything. By the way, guys, in the 5-minute chart on your right side chart on SPY here, that is the fourth smaller candle in a row. We haven't really left from that high either. We're just kind of stuck here at 661 over the last 25 minutes-ish. So just pointing that out, we're just kind of stuck around the same price right now on SPY. Not really a real update, but it's something. I really want to try to get another swing posted or something this week too, or a chart. But we'll see if it happens. And now I gotta go review McDonald's. Because before the day started, I wanted to have this out and about. But I had it in the pre-market session as well for anybody who got in here early. But I posted this in the... Oh, in premium. Sorry, I thought I said trade floor. Premium trade floor. McDonald's inside bar daily under recent low shorts can be taken with the clear risk towards 300s. And we did get close to the lower 300s now. We're under 305, and we're closer to 300 than we were. We didn't even test that first level, though. I did want to do this to see if I was going to be wrong or not. I wanted to draw this day's halfway point and this day's and see, like, what was the in-between. It's, like, right there. And then I didn't want to keep those. And I wanted to see if this was going to be the true target area for the day for McDonald's. I didn't draw it, of course, but it was in the back of my head. I just want to see where is that in comparison to current price action. Okay, so it is battling and trying to lose that right now. So that did work out pretty well. I'm sure the options contracts were a little pricey, but I still like to post those when I see them because it's good reps. I don't expect to post that and like 60 people in chat jump in it or anything, you know? But yeah, good looks. Let's check some of our charts. Tesla's still hanging around. It's open right now, even after all that movement. Nvidia could be basing for some dip buys. I see Amazon as well kicking ass. I see Woot has been updating that in the chat with Frankie. Why can't I type his name? There it is. Meta's getting some good movement. Microsoft getting some great movement. What did Okla do? Why is he saying that? Oh. Rob, you did it. I hope Oklo stalls out into Fomp. I hate you. That's funny. I hate you. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but D-Touch's swing is already up like 20-25% right here. I might be off on my math, but it's about 20%. He posted it. Now it's already up 40, 45 bucks. And it was 140. See, that's about 20. 15 to 20. That's crazy because that's a swing and it's already up that much. It's already moving a lot. As I say that, he goes into the channel too. Potential inside bar invalidated as price broke above previous day high. Bullish momentum continues and he's up 25%. Beautiful post. And honestly, I don't think anybody will be too butthurt to turn a swing into a day trade if they do that. Good shit. Off topic real quick, what you guys think of that past UAP congressional hearing? We getting somewhere or nah? Wait, which congressional hearing? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been keeping up with any of it. Is it the UFO stuff? I won't lie, I did watch an hour-long video like 2 days ago on the whistleblower. And then I listened to like his description that he gave to the court, and I was a little shocked. I've always said this, and I know a lot of people think this too, but if you think aliens don't exist, you're ignorant. Like, I'm not saying they're on this planet. I'm not even saying they're in our universe. I'm just saying they do exist somewhere out there. We're not the only things that have ever been born into existence. That's just... you'd be more ignorant to think that there isn't anything out there. That would be ignorant. So, when it comes to all this stuff, if you're talking about the UFO stuff, I am interested in it, but I don't know if I believe it. But I'm not sitting here saying I don't believe aliens exist. No, I 100% believe that there's something out there. Can they reach us? Can we reach them? Can we communicate? These are all different questions. Do I think they exist? Yes. Do I think we'll come into contact with them in my lifetime? Probably not. It would be cool if we did. But yeah, you should go listen to that whistleblower's interview in court. It's actually very interesting. He described sitting under an alien spaceship for like 5 minutes. And he said that it was like a big triangle. There was like liquid gold flowing around it or something. It was pretty crazy sounding. And he said it was painted like a dusk black. Like dusted black everywhere, which is crazy. He said he saw a flash of light, and then it flew away. Also, there is actual evidence that they shot a heat-seeking fucking missile at this thing, and it bounced off of it. It split the missile into 3. And that's that's legit footage. That's not like edited. That's literally from our military department. That is from our government. They showed us that. That's pretty crazy. So it's either some crazy new advancement from another country or it's something else. But that was wild. They hit it with like a missile and it split into 3. The missile did, not the ship. But yeah, I wonder about that stuff too sometimes, because that was very interesting. And you can talk about that stuff. It's off topic, but we're just sitting here watching Spy and all that stuff, or Oracle. I'm not going to get too tinfoil hatty, but that was some crazy video footage, I won't lie. It is probably the most open our government has been with that kind of stuff, too. You know, before, they wouldn't even post videos. They would hide it. They'd go out of their way to delete all that stuff, but they're actually showing it now, so it's a little interesting. But I don't know. I'm still on the fence about them actually being on our planet or not. Everyone seems to be so convinced, but I doubt it. But to think that there's no alien life out there at all is just crazy. New high of day, struggle. Oh, yeah, they are definitely struggling around new high of day. That 661 has been a bitch this morning. Or, I guess, towards the end of this first part of the day. I said it a few moments ago, but like it's been like 20, 25 minutes of just hitting 661 and not going anywhere. Then again, we haven't really fell either. So it could just be a well-placed consolidation phase. It just needs more time before building back up again. If I was any bull, I would be keeping eye on this candle right here, like where they kind of went back up and then held this little dip by. I would be watching that. If that breaks, I would assume the higher low trend has changed. Exactly. They have done that a lot. I think aliens exist for same reasons as B. However, U.S. government has a history of using UFOs to cover advanced aircraft. They really do. I can't really talk about this too much because I don't really remember it all that well. But I used to be related. They weren't really related to me, but they were a family friend. We basically would just say they're related to us. They're like our aunt. They used to work on the what is the stealth plane? The really dope one. The really, really long one. She used to work on those. And she said that the government literally used to say that they were like alien craft and like we found them in the deserts of California or something, like just to hide the fact that we had the newest advancement in surveillance technology for airplanes. It was literally just to cover up the fact that we were 50 years ahead of China and Russia in that regard. Stepping away for a bit. Appreciate you always, brother. You too, man. Thank you for being here, Carter, and I appreciate you being here and applying all those updates, dude. Seriously, thank you. Good morning. What's up, Sand Dollar? I saw you in the Discord. I was reading a lot of the messages in the Discord. The SR-71. Is that it? Let me look it up. I never remember the names of these things. I always just pictured the... Yeah, the SR-71. Yep, that is the one. She used to work on those, and she told me that they literally used to say that there was like alien technology to the other countries, just so they would think that we're like killing them, but not in the sense of like, oh, we're beating y'all on technology. They wanted to kind of like fake people out. But that was like when I was a kid. That was 15 plus years ago. Yeah, the Blackbird's a sick freaking plane. It looks crazy. It looks like an alien ship. J-O-B-Y, J-O-B-Y. I hear you, brother. I like this liquidity grab you got going here, the loss and retake of a level. And this isn't the worst candle to see here, Sand Dollar. So I actually do kind of like your hold. And good luck on that trade. That doesn't look too bad. If you get another ticker, though, let me know. I would love to see your setup in the chat. Outside of Oklo. I've been religiously watching Oklo now because of Sand Dollar. What's your religion? The S&P 500. Thanks, by the way, guys, for letting us hit our like goal on the stream. We hit over 20 likes. You guys are real for that. Hold on, I gotta go check on one of my bigger dogs. She's barking her ass off. Hey! Shut up! Oh, I didn't even mute my mic. Ha ha ha. Alright, I'm back. Dollar General, not too shabby. Dude, don't say Dollar General around me. People in here know my love for Dollar General. The stock chart, that is. Fuck the I don't I don't think any of us care about the actual company. Don't even get me started on this chart, man. One of my biggest individual gains is from this chart. I will never forget it. It's before all of this, surprisingly. It was before the fall of Dollar General, I'll tell you that much. Them and Dollar Tree have the similar meta Netflix fall off a cliff chart. But yeah, if you have any setups, guys, feel free to share them. We have channels for this. You can go to the Post Charts channel. Drop in here. I've even been doing my best to try to post as many different short-term setups as I can for people, because you could day trade some of these. You could wait, swing trade them, whatever you want. Definitely learn the strategies first. I wouldn't just start looking at charts and jumping in them in my chat. Take your time. And make sure you're checking the watch list. I've been doing a better job of actually posting legit watch list again, so take your time. And shout out to D-Touch. He doesn't have to do any of this, and he did. But yeah, what was I saying? Post Charts channel. Make sure you're going in here and posting what you can when you can. Take your time. And if you are taking trades or mental reps or anything, bring those results of those trades into here. Like you see with Linwood and Carter here. Really good examples, though, by tons of different people in here. And yeah, maybe we can get some more swings in here. It was also cool, too, on my like AMD swing. I was really happy that I saw people also charting it on their own, because I don't want to just post this and then they'd be like, oh, let me jump in this with them. Like, I'm glad that, like Snurpy here, for example, drew it himself as well, has the same chart, has the same conclusion as me, isn't using me as a signal, if anything, just an extra confirmation. Like, I thought that was super fucking cool, because it's like people doing things on their own, not sitting here waiting for someone else to tell them to do it. So it was more teamwork than anything. You thought the stream shut down? Nah, sadly not. I mean, sadly not. We're going to be streaming till lunchtime-ish, which that changes every day. I've been doing different duration streams every single day in here, and I don't know why. I kind of just go till we're out of it, you know? But yeah, shout out to you guys. You guys really have helped me hit like some of my light goals on all the streams and stuff, so I appreciate that. Got flagged by that alien. Yeah, they're gonna shut us down because we're talking about the future, talking about aliens and stuff. I don't like to dive too deep on that stuff because I'm really not a tinfoil hat type person, but I do find things like that interesting. It is a little. It does bring the curious, curious killed the cat kind of scenario there. It is nice to at least like see what's up. You don't have to be like so dead set on having a side, right? You can always just be curious. Open mind. Exactly. That's what I should have said. That sounds smarter that way. Yeah, being open-minded. Not really like, I don't know. Like, you can have beliefs, but at the same time, it's still nice to be a little curious, you know? I don't hate people for having beliefs or, like, anything like that. It is nice to have that. But it's also cool to be curious. As you said, open-minded. Helps in trading, too. First sign of a slowdown trading, or slowdown intraday on the SPY. Yeah, that is true. It's been kind of just uptrend, held intact. I'd say this is the first part of the day that we're starting to see where it's actually like, okay, I think it is actually slowing down. And I agree with you, Alexis. I think you're right on that. Who all in here, and you guys don't have to say if you're not comfortable, but who all in here is in bull shares with me? And I'm not taking that as like, that's my call out. No, there's tons of people in here who have posted it and enjoyed it on their own. But who all in here has shares of Webull? The ticker is BULL. And I just want to see a show of hands or whatever, because, I don't know, I think in the next like 6-7 months it'll finally start moving. But it is one of those longer term holds for some of us. $1.56 range on SPY, so still room for a... Yeah, there's still plenty of energy built up on this chart for a bigger move on the day, in my opinion, too. But we'll see. Maybe we're going to have some smaller day ranges heading into that interest rate news. Who knows? Nope. I appreciate that, Ace. I said show of hands, and he said nope. I love you. Got an average cost of 13. That's actually really good. That's very close to mine. I think mine's like 12 something or 12.20. I really can't remember. I remember that it's really close to someone in chat. I don't remember who. I think it might be Dr. J or someone else. I can't remember. But I have an average very close to somebody else in chat. As you guys noticed too, I left Clar up on the bottom left of the screen. I thought that was a very cool one. I think Rob or Sandollar brought this up, brought it to my attention, and then Sandollar did bring Fig to my attention, which I do believe this is another big boy long-term pick that we could all definitely take part in. Just giving it more time, really. But I like this one a lot. It's basically the next Adobe, so I do not want to forget about that one. Donut. I do not want to forget about that one. Sounded stupidly country there. I do not. All right, we are breaking back down into that area we said, kind of looking to see if this holds a high or low or not. And then I'll bring this back up too. Because that actually was kind of fun to watch. You don't have bull? Okay, it's not you then. I don't know who I'm thinking of. Someone in chat said it last week, and then I was like, okay, they're like 5 cents off my average. It's already only Monday, and there's already so many big plays and posts in chat. I'm actually so proud of this. And that was the last thing I said in chat last week, too, is I'm so proud of everyone. Because it really was awesome seeing all these different breakdowns from everybody. The posts, the updates. Not really treating it as like a call out, but I mean, we were all pretty much calling out to each other. Very, very cool. And on one of those days, I think we hit, mostly green on that day for you guys on the polls channel. On the 10th. 17 people good. No one had a bad day. 2 people didn't trade. Like, what? You guys are fucking insane. That is a flex. Good job, guys. And then the day before, it was pretty close to that. So, 2 days last week, you guys completely kicked ass when I was here streaming and all that stuff. There was a lot of really good posts and updates. And I can't even take the credit. I can't be like, oh, it's because of me. No, there's genuinely, like, go in there and look. There's so many really good posts by all kinds of people in there. So that was very cool. I always respect that because it's kind of nice. Kind of nice when you got a chat full of very competent individuals. It's very cool. Even when they're wrong, you could see like, all right, they were still kind of shooting in the right direction. I haven't really seen a whole lot of just stupid trades in a while. I don't even know if I could remember the last one I saw that I thought was a bad trade. And when I say bad, I really mean it. Not just like you had a bad outcome. Like, no. Like, the trade literally made no sense. You're just guessing. That would be a bad trade. The outcome has nothing to do with it. Last week was fun. Love it when the whole team eats. Yeah, it was definitely cool. I had a lot of fun last week. I wasn't here for Thursday or Friday, but honestly, I'm kind of glad I wasn't. Thursday was good price action, and y'all kicked ass from what I saw in chat, but I don't know. I've been doing really good with myself, like not needing to be here all the time, especially if we just did a bunch of trades. Like, I don't really feel the need to be here the next day because I know myself. I know that I will try to force the trade. So I just don't see the point in forcing that issue. But yeah, I was very proud of chat last week. And hopefully this week it will continue. So far, so good, though. Monday's been a really good start for a lot of people in the chat. And hopefully, even if someone in chat isn't trading actively today, they're gathering context or some sort of confidence from today and last week into tomorrow, with the understanding that Wednesday, our hump day this week, is a pretty big deal. 2 IPOs on Robinhood this week, PTRN and StubHub. Yeah, StubHub was one I was definitely looking forward to. Just because I think because it's a name a lot of people recognize, I think that will get some movement. And I've been loving, by the way, that you've been sharing those, Dr. J. I love that you've been continuously sharing the IPOs because your little strat, I backtested this weekend. I was like, wow, this guy's not even making it up. This guy's not even full of shit. Your IPO strat with like buying as much as you can, which I know in your case you said you could only buy like one share in some of these and most of these plays because of how it all works and stuff, but that's still really cool. Like, imagine getting on really early on one of those, and maybe you do get more than 1 or 2 shares. Like, that would be kind of a flex. You request, like, 10 to 20 and only get 1? Yeah, that's insane. They could even give my boy 2. Same. Learn that from you as well. There's no need to push it trading every day. Exactly. Capital appreciation. God, you guys always have a way better way of wording things that I've already explained, and I love that. my stupid little brains like can't figure out all these big boy words, and you just come in here and say capital appreciation. How fucking dare you? How dare you summarize everything I just said in 2 words? But no, you're right though. You're right. It really is like appreciating your capital. Like, why are people so easy to spend it and blow it and throw it at different trades? But I just don't get it. That is something I had a problem with before. That's why I say I don't get it. That's why I just avoid it. I don't have a legit solution, so I just avoid it. That is my solution. That is my legit solution to just avoid that big problem. Why overtrade? Doesn't make any sense. I have a really bad habit too, Alexis, and I know most people in chat know this, but after a lot of my biggest wins, that very next trade is almost always a loss. Even if it's like a perfectly managed loss where I'm like, guys, only lost 6%. It doesn't matter. I almost always lose after that big trade. And it's because of that mindset of like, oh, I have room. I've done my damage. I can do this. I can do that. I can just frolic around and nothing will hurt me. No, that's not the case. Oi. Yo, what's up, Tobias? Did you see the Parley Market tool to play earnings? Where's that at? Is this in your channel? Smacking it in trade floor? Okay. By the way, very cool post by Tobias this morning at 6 in the morning. You guys want to go peep that in his 2Bias channel. That's actually how I figured out that was Elon. I didn't even check the news feeds yet. I just saw 2Bias pop up and I saw it say that. Is this good to watch on stream, Tobias, or is there something bad in here? It's good for stream? Okay, I'll pull it up on stream then. We'll watch it together. Okay, did not mean to full screen that. Now I have to make sure they can even hear this. Okay, that had volume. Alright, hold up. I gotta put my earbuds in. This does look promising, though. Alright. Why is there Travis Scott remix in the back? I won't lie, there's a couple red flags, but I do like this overall idea. I do like this idea. But there are a couple red flags. I have to point out the Travis Scott montage music is a red flag. And then the only other red flag I had was this. I don't like chat rooms on apps. I think this makes people hate people more. If I've learned anything from social media and how people react to each other, it's that it's only going to bring bad. Also, that's a crazy amount of downvotes and upvotes. If that's what that even means. Or is he betting points? Predict if a company will beat earnings. I'm sorry, the music is such a red flag. This is a pretty fucking cool video, though. Oh, who saw the Walmart logo? Alright, that's not actually that bad. That was good. Besides that red flag. So how can I access this? Is Tobias gonna make a login for everybody? Polymarket. The world's largest prediction market. Sign up. Continue with Google. Yep. Continue. I made a login and it didn't even log me in. Oh, there it goes. Dark mode, yes. I love that that was just default on. I'm checking out the site before I show it on screen. Alright, now we need Tobias to donate 100 gifted subs on the YouTube stream. And then Bueller will use that money to put it onto the Polymarket account. Why am I talking about myself in third person? Okay, here it is. Earnings. I found it. Alright, General Mills. 56% that it beats. Alright, so let's say I bet $1. Yes, that it beats earnings, you get $1.79. What if I don't think it is? So even... This doesn't make any sense. How am I making 79 cents? I'm betting on the winning side. I guess that makes sense, actually, because you're going to make less. But that just jumping from that to no doesn't make any sense. You would think you'd make a lot more than that off of being... I mean, it's split even, so you should be making a lot on that. Whereas if it was 99% people versus 1, you know, it'd be a little different. You know, this is still not horrible, though. But, I mean, you're basically telling me that no matter what I bet on, I'm going to go... I guess not. It's a little weird idea to me. I guess I can't hate it. This would be fun, though, because I think there's a view-only mode, which I think is what my account was just in. I think you can literally click and then be like... Wait, what? Not available to people or companies who are residents of or are located, incorporated, or have a registered agent in the United States, France, or a restricted territory. Brother, what? So Tobias needs to make a login and give it to me, is what I'm hearing. Geopolitics? Oh, God. I do not need to be on this site. I don't know if I like that there's politics on the same prediction. Dude, look, elections, Trump. There's a tab just for Trump. This is like a legit like gambling site. I'm gonna be honest. This is literally how every gambling site looks like. Sucks to be American? Yeah, I mean, I guess. What a weird trade-off, though. Also, what did the French do? Why can't the French do it? It's like opening cases on Counter-Strike. Like, only Americans and the French can't do that one thing. You could bet on how long Trump and Putin's handshake was going to be? Oh my god, I didn't even see that. I'm going back. Trump. Who will Trump talk to in September? Xi Jinping, they spelled it wrong. Or Narendra Modi, spelled that name wrong too. How are they spelling these names wrong? That's crazy to me. And then they spell it right here. Where will Zelensky and Putin meet next? No meeting by 85%. Turkey, 4%. I'll tell you right now, they're never going to meet in Turkey. That would be the last country they meet in. They would meet in America before they met in Turkey. Poor Turkey, man. They have the worst inflation ever right now. And have been for some time. And taking in all these people from other countries while the whole Israel-Palestine thing are still complaining about who's going to take in who. While Turkey's literally taking in anybody from every country. Be more like Turkey. Ruin your own country, but have a heart. Never hate on Turkey. They have let in more people from every war in the past 15 years than any single country combined. A Frenchman bet 10 million on Trump winning the election, and then he went viral, and then the French banned the site because they hate it when you make money. Wait, he made that bet, and then he was right, and then France was banned. If you call it a predictive market, you can fool your spouse to think that you are investing and not gambling. I mean, you really could on Polymarket. That really looked like a professional gambling site, but like with some actual like investing shit mixed into it, which is weird. And the French government wants you to be poor. That's why they have a 6% deficit. Jesus. To be fair, though, a lot of France costs, a lot of people don't know this, it actually comes down to their energy. They're one of the few countries that have nuclear energy, and it's actually very costly and very hard to maintain, and it pisses off your neighbors because you have to dump that stuff into your neighbor's land. Which, that's exactly what France has been doing for a long time. It's whatever country's on their right. That's who they're pissing off the most right now. That small country on the right. Let's go look at a map. I only know that too because I was interested in like energy sector, and I had to learn about like nuclear because of China, and then I learned France has a lot of the same things. It takes a lot of fresh water and money. All right, what country was I talking about? This is a horrible map. I want to say it starts with a B, but I think I'm wrong, so I don't want to say it yet. I can't find a single map. Here we go. Belgium. It was Belgium. Belgium is who they dump their shit on. And Belgians are not cool with that. Oh, I've actually heard that a lot. It's weird. I heard about that a couple years ago all the way to now from different people that I'm personally friends with who are all either from somewhere in England or somewhere around there. And they've told me the exact same thing. It's a lot of like immigration. A lot of European countries are experiencing that though. But yeah, England has been doing that for a long time. I'm not. I am a little shocked at that number though. That it's only 25%. I thought it would have been higher, but that is pretty insane. I do find it funny though that like everybody wants to defend the Middle East. That's exactly where the immigration is happening from. These people do not want to live in these harsh conditions where nuclear war could start any other day. Like, I don't even blame those people for leaving those areas. I think any one of us would do the same thing. It is causing some different problems now, but what can you do? Can't blame these people for wanting to move to a better condition. That's where they go, but like for like Ukrainians don't go there. They go to Canada or Turkey or America. But not everybody has that, chance. Some people's visas might get flagged for being from certain areas. It's just not everybody can just go wherever they want. So I honestly can't hate on the immigration because a lot of it is due from like the shitty stuff. I don't want to get into it because it's political, but it is very shitty. Can't blame people for wanting to immigrate to a better area. Hey, Clar's got a green candle on the daily now, Sandollar. It's not that big of a candle, but it's something. There is a speck of green there. Nvidia did end up bouncing. Oh my lord. I didn't say buy the dip on Nvidia, but I did go into chat and say this is basing. I just didn't want to be like, all right, guys, jump in Nvidia calls. But that did do pretty good from the update. Green on, yeah. You reminded me of Flame On. Flame On. Has anybody in here seen the Deadpool Wolverine movie? That had such a funny part regarding that. I can't even spoil it, but it is so funny. Bro, when Chris Evans shows up and says Flame On, and we're all expecting it to be the other superhero. That was pretty fucking funny. How's everyone in the stream doing so far? There, how are you guys doing today, this morning, whatever you're calling it? Any questions or comments or updates here right now? We are getting closer to 11, but I always like to leave the end of this here open for anybody who wants to ask questions or has anything they want to cover or go over anything or request or pretty much anything. So feel free to share whatever. If you guys have any fun off-topic stuff to talk about, please feel free to share that as well. We don't gotta always be on topic. We can have a little fun. Tried to deposit $50, but it didn't work, so I will not bet. And I can't hear you. What? I didn't change anything. How's that? I unplugged and replugged the mic. How's that? Lore has it that if you reset and plug it back in, that'll fix everything. Did you see what Rob said in chat, Tobias? Finally, a good way to gamble earnings. I'm going to be broke now. Valid. Valid concern. Eli Lilly looking weak starting the week, but overall inside bar on the monthly and the weekly. That's notable. Daily under the previous day low, we can potentially see a move to the downside, but I'll wait till end of day. And yeah, be sure to remind me on that end of day in case I don't have a swing so I can jump in on yours. If that's okay with you. Little piggyback action. Oklo 10%. Oh my god. This man never fails with the Oklo updates. If there's one constant in life, it's $100 Oklo updates. Good updates by Alexis and $100. Thank you guys. Beautiful, beautiful. Can someone remind me why we have TECK? There's a good reason it's there, but I need to be reminded. That's either a Rob, a $100, maybe even a lag to death ticker. I cannot remember. Might even be Tobias. My man, I'll go to war with you. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully it won't come to going to war for each other. But if it ever happens, I'll be ready. Dude, he really is the Oklo king. He might be the Oklo deity or whatever, however you pronounce that word. A step under God himself on Oklo callouts. Like, put any chart in front of this man, bland vanilla. Put Oklo in front of this man. That shit glows. He really does have the special touch. He even said, if you remember last week, he even said shorts here, and then he stopped himself and he said, nah, let's not do that. I remember that because I was going to jump in with him and short it with him, but then he was like, nah, let's not do that. And I'm glad we didn't do that because it just kept going up. Because he said dips, and then he didn't like the short term, and then he was like, eh, and then he's like, never mind. And it did just keep going. He's got the feel for it. He even felt the slowdown in between. And guys, we are still struggling with that 660-33, 660-60 area. A lot of sixes in there. On SPY on that right side chart, 5 minute. And this is kind of where we said if this holds, bulls can still get some dip buys. If this breaks, this could be the slowdown for the day from here. So just keep that little area marked off. It's just the higher low from that left side. Nothing special. Well, it is special, but not. It wasn't hard to get. How's your day going so far, Alexis? How's the roads treating you? Any crazy stupid drivers out there yet? Anybody driving on the wrong side of the road yet? Thanks, guys, for 25 likes. That is honestly massive. It's massive to me. It's just a number at the end of the day, but I do appreciate the support. And I don't know who keeps doing that, but someone in this chat keeps gifting a sub at the end of my stream, and I can't see who it is, and I can't even see who it's going to. But whoever's doing that, you're doing God's work. I appreciate you. I appreciate your $4.90. I appreciate you, G. And whoever's getting those memberships, I hope you're taking advantage of it, honestly. Don't waste that person's $5. But yeah, I don't know who keeps doing that. If you could speak up, that'd be cool. If you're just some caped hero, that's also cool. But I always like to give credit where it's due. So feel free to share whoever the hell that is. I thought it was Sandollar for the longest time, but I don't think that was Sandollar. It was someone else. I'll have to keep an eye on it, though, because it keeps happening at the literal last minute of each stream. Like, after I've already clicked end. I don't even know how they're still clicking it. It could be D-Touch, too. I don't know. I don't think it's D-Touch either. One of these guys would have at least said something to me, so I wasn't, like, confused. But I don't know. Yeah, somebody's giving me, like, $5 at the end of one stream per week. They did it once last week. They did it once the week before. I've been trying to track it so I can figure out who the hell it is, but I can't. YouTube does not make that easy. Is there a join button or something that they're clicking to do that? Maybe there's a second button that they can click to make it do that at the end. But I don't know. I can't even see half those options on my screen. Sinful? Nah, Sinful would have said something too. Or maybe not. I really don't know. I was just looking to fucking give credit to somebody, honestly. I was like, I felt bad because I was like, okay. Normally I like to do my, like, you know, thank you message and my whole, like, yo, whoever got this, you know, make sure to use it. They did gift me $5, but they gifted you a whole month of, you know, shit. So go through it. But yeah, if that person is hearing this, I do appreciate you. I wanted to at least get that out because it did feel a little weird. Someone's being nice. That means it's weird. Today's world. What a weirdo. High or low is still trying to hold in that SPY right side chart. Late today in MIA because of work. Hey, all good, Sandollar. I know it wasn't Ace. Actually, that would be some shit Ace would do. But I just can't see him gifting me money. You know, I send him gifts all the time, but it's not a two-lane road in our relationship. D-Touch land of the free. Bros, Microsoft's doing pretty good, I think.
Rob, you're actually a legend. He posted CRWV and said never heard of them, but that's cute. He actually got us on this before all this came out. Good post, Robert Taylor. Hey, Sand Dollar. See, this is what it's supposed to look like. I see it. Dude, you're a real one. Thank you, Sand Dollar. And it went to someone that we actually know. It went to VC. I like VC. BB Theory and Workshop 11. 28. Dude, 28 months is crazy. And I appreciate that. Yeah, BB Theory is probably the playlist I put the most work into. And it's probably the only one I'm going to keep behind a paywall. Because it genuinely is that important to me. And it has the inner thinkings of our system in it. It's not like I said, hey guys, make sure you're marking your pre-markets and your previous days and your opens and your closes. Like, I could tell you all that, but it still doesn't help you with, okay, but how do I use it? How do I think about it? You know, if I'm above this but below that, what do I do? What's the probabilities behind that? And this covers all that. So make sure you take advantage of that playlist if you haven't already. VC especially, but I think he should check that out. And thank you again, Sand Dollar. Seriously. I wasn't trying to like bait that out of you. I genuinely was just curious who the hell's been gifting me. But thank you again, Sand Dollar. I really do appreciate that. And hopefully VC takes advantage of that. Yeah. I need another song. Here we go. Oh, that's loud. Alexis! Am I deceiving me? Alexis! Did he really just come in here just to one-up Sand Dollar? That's crazy. Dude, you actually gave one to Tobias of all people, too. Chill Will, Pearly Falcon Tsunami, John Ross, Tampa Trader. Okay. Well, Alexis, seriously, dude, thank you. Yeah, 6 gifted, not 1 went to Ace. I actually love that. Tobias said, I am so back. Dude, thank you, Alexis. You of all people, man. Thank you, man. You did not have to do that. He's out there working his ass off, and he still has the time to do something like that. That is seriously fucking amazing. I gotta tweet this. You guys are too nice. I don't tweet, but when I do, it's about glazing my community. Thank you. What is y'all's Twitters? I always have a hard time finding y'all on here. I know Sand Dollars. At least oh yeah, here you are. What is Alexis's Twitter? Do you have a Twitter? Yeah, 28 months is pretty insane, right? It's crazy too, because that's not even the amount of time he's been here. That's just YouTube. Alexis was here before that. Tobias says, I have like 5 months, but only because you guys give so much. Dude, thank you again. Thank you again, Alexis and Sand Dollar. I'll never be able to thank you enough, honestly. People, I know some people see that and like, why is he so like crazy? It's only like $5 like a person. It's like, it's not about that. It's because like you are potentially opening up the door for someone in the community. You guys have no clue how many testimonies I have that are almost all the time from someone being gifted something. Someone will give someone a membership on YouTube, and then within a month, I'll see that person in the Discord more active. Now, it hasn't happened in a while because we haven't been just drowning the gifted subs over and over again. But you guys have no idea like how many people have started in our community from something like that. And it's always the keepers, I swear. But seriously, thank you. And if you guys are being gifted a sub, please take advantage of that. Alexis, do you have a Twitter? I cannot find your name for the love of God. Oh, you do. It's right here. Why does it do that? Okay, well, I'm thanking you guys openly. That is seriously so fucking cool of y'all. I thanked y'all on Discord too. I just had to. That was actually super cool. Tobias, Chill Will, John Ross. We know John Ross. Pearly Falcon. And Tampa Trader. Yeah, Alexis and Sandler, they're pretty cool. What's up, Ace? How did Ace not get one out of all that? Actually, it's kind of fitting that you don't get one, Ace. I'll never forget that first time you typed scam in one of my streams. Or rigged. I'll never forget it. If he was to get gifted a sub, he'd be like, wow, I got lucky. And then like a month would go by and he'd be like, wow, rigged, I didn't get to keep it. That's funny. Thanks for the likes too, guys. Almost at 30 likes on today's stream. Pretty good updates. Mainly by you guys, honestly. If I was to sit here and be like, who gave the most call out, it would be the chat today. So, really good updates by you guys. Alexis had a couple in there that were honestly really, really spot on. Kevo had a few earlier on that were beautiful. And a couple good call-outs by a couple people in the chat here in the stream, too. Carter. Really good updates on that scalp. Devontae was the first person to take a trade in here today. Quick Alpal shorts, I believe. I'd finally be able to watch Workshop 11, but my membership keeps... Workshop 11 is open. That's always been a... You jackass. This is a public video. He said, I'd finally be able to watch Workshop 11. But my membership keeps running out. That's wild. Look, I got the dislike thing on so we can see how many people dislike my videos. Which I read this actually means I'm closer to 20 dislikes than 10. So we pissed off 20 people. It's funny too because if you go into these comments, I'm not trying to be a hater, but there's a pretty good number of people that have a comment on this video that own a group now. It's kind of funny. Or have a subscription service of some kind. This video is big. If you guys do have a membership, I would check this video out. This was honestly one of the best. I'm not going to say best. It's the most fun tool I've made in a while. And then, of course, you have all these other videos. But some of these are just like clips from stream, whether it was like a topic that was very important that we were recovering, or just something I thought was cool and needed to be isolated. But yeah. We should watch some videos together on stream sometime. I just hate hearing my own voice. Like, I would love to watch this video with you guys. It's 48 fucking minutes, though. No dislikes. Look at us. This is just like the topic, too, that it really helps my trading the most. It's funny because I don't even use the golden pocket anymore. I've made it even more simple. We're using even less. No hate to the golden pocket, of course. Still a very, very strong area to have marked off. Ooh, Alst. You're cooking. You're actually cooking. I always forget about those videos. And those are probably some of my other best videos. You're actually right. Seminar sessions 1 and 2. This is 2.5 hours? What the fuck was I smoking that day? Oh, it's split up in 2 days. Okay. I was like, no way I did 2.5 hours of a seminar straight. That makes more sense now. Yeah, I think, I'm not going to lie to you, some of these seminars that come out by me aren't like planned. They're like a built up ball of energy that I can't wait to get out. Because sometimes it's like I have all these things in my head that I want to get out, and maybe I already have videos on them, you know. Everything in this has already been covered in other videos, but it's kind of nice to have a session where you do it all at once kind of thing. So that's why some of these sometimes like pop out like that. I really should have made this just members only, I'll be honest, because I don't really care about the views, but this is like meat of the bone. How do you share the playlist? Oh. Like, this also needs to go into, like, here and here as well. It's a pretty important video. But yeah, you're cooking. That is actually a very great recommendation. Thank you for bringing that back up. Because I, even myself, forget about these sessions. We got a lot of videos. It's kind of my fault now. But no, I agree. Because it's like, I think I had more time after the seminars came out to, like, think about how I wanted to say certain things. So Workshop 11 was probably like a rough draft, but yeah, no, you're right. I agree with you. I think those were better. I don't understand all them people who want to run a group, LOL. No offense, but it sounds like so much work. Maybe I just don't want... No, you have no idea. That's why you guys have seen me take so many breaks this year. Like, I've been taking a lot more care of, like, my mental health, because I am not right in the head. I have bipolar disorder, and it shows a lot. But being able to do these streams with you guys has honestly been probably the best thing I've ever done with my life. I don't think I've done anything better than this. Because it's fun. Like, I truly interact with the people that talk to me that are in here. Like, Garden. I always remember Garden off the top of my head, because she's always around, you know? Tobias, Optioneer, Alst, like... Ace. There's always someone always around, you know, and they're always trying to learn or whatever. But it's always fun to engage or interact with those people because they know what's going on and they're trying their best. So you're kind of like in the same seat as me. It's like, nice. Now we can just work together. We can just work our asses off. So it's kind of nice having that. And you see that too in the group. Like, two people that I always think of first are Riak and Carter when I think of this example because they really are the epitome of like teamwork. You know, I'll see like text messages from them or DMs or things that they say in the group chat together here in the Discord. And you'll just see like it's just, there's no skipping a beat with them. You know, if he says lower high retest here, the other one's looking at the 50% of the drawdown. Like there's always something next to look at and they know it. You know, so it's kind of nice to have that like teamwork of bouncing off of each other. But Tobias, it mostly comes with ego. I'll be honest with you. If I had to answer your question, even though it was a rhetorical question, I would say ego. It's not even money. Like some people want to run a group to make money, but a lot of people want to run a group because it gives them attention. But yeah, and you'll notice that too. In the past, I've had plenty of mods that I've given a lot of attention to, and then they slowly break off. It has nothing to do with us disagreeing with each other. It has more to do with they want to do something on their own, but They always love to use the momentum of learning from my group to do it. You know, it's like there's never any give. There's always just taking. So that's why I don't like it. And that's honestly why I haven't probably made many more moderators since then. Because like some people just get like any kind of boost in confidence and then they just instantly want to fuck you over. I just don't get that. So, but most of the people in my chat now are pretty good about that. They're not like egotistical or like biased like that. Like even though like I can easily see some people in my chat have completely different like political opinions, they will never look at each other lesser because we all know that we're really in this chat together for the stock market. It has nothing to do with politics. I don't care if you're a Trump supporter. I don't care if you're a Biden supporter. I don't care if you're a fucking... I don't care if you're the most evil political person in our planet. Like, I don't care. It has nothing to do with that because our focus is not politics. It's the stock market. It's our strategy. It's the way we look at things. The theoretical values that we have on different parts of our system. If we're above that, we're doing this. If we're below this, we're doing that, you know? We have that thinking down. Now it's just doing it over and over again, repetition, getting used to it, making it the norm. Right? Anything else you guys believe in, like, I don't care. Good for you. And the same energy should be back to me. You know, good for me. Because that shouldn't be affecting how we talk to each other. Our teamwork, our cohesion. Our cohesion is important. I'm still drawing spy levels every day. Please go through BB3 playlist and keep watching Workshop. You're amazing, Mikey. Thank you for posting that, bro. And I agree with him. You guys should definitely go through the BB3 playlist. Especially if you're someone in here. I don't even care if you're drawing the levels exactly how I'm drawing them. But you do need to go through the playlist for that exact reason. Because you'll see exactly why I do the things I do. Why people in my chat do the things they do. Why do we believe above this level or below that level? Like, why do we think that? And we go through that in that playlist. And it's there for you. Yeah, 26 months. Pretty nuts. Mikey's a real one, though. Mikey's been around for a very long time. He's like Alexis. He's been around for a very, very long time. That 26 months is just on YouTube. Mikey's been around probably a little bit longer than that, if not a lot longer than that, in the Discord itself. Seems like yesterday to you. That's funny. Well, I'm glad it feels like no time has gone by, because in my opinion, this has been the slowest year for me. But I think it's because of the amount of breaks that I took. I was just super depressed, and my bipolar swings and shit. I don't like to use it as an excuse either. It's very rare that I even bring it up on stream. But it really does fuck with me. There's days where I just don't even want to be alive. And then there's days I wake up and I want to reach out to every single person in the chat and tell them I love them. Like, it's just, that's the swings I'm dealing with. Again, not an excuse, but it's just the reality. So I do appreciate the people in here who have kind of stuck with me through all that bullshit, because you guys could have easily have just ditched and been like, yeah, Bueller wasn't active enough. And you would have been totally justified. I don't think I could have sat there and been like, you know, you guys are wrong. No, you would have been in the right. So I do appreciate you for all you guys who kind of stuck through. Got stuck in there, however the hell they say it. All right, no more emotion bullshit, guys. Back to stock market stuff. Or if you guys have any shows or movies that you want to talk about. Because I need a new show on top of this Alone series that I'm going to watch. Anybody in here watch the Demon Slayer movie by chance? Have I watched? I read that question and I almost answered you. I was almost about to answer you in like a genuine way. And then I saw who typed it. Yes, I have watched One Piece. I am caught up. I am an average, everyday One Piece fan again. Though if you watch One Piece, you're kind of based. If you watch One Piece, I hold you to a higher regard than most. You did watch it? Do I want spoilers? No, I do not want spoilers. The hell? I just want to hear that it was amazing and the Infinity Castle was sexy as fuck. That's all I want to hear. I want to hear that the Infinity Castle was the greatest piece of animation in today's history. That's what I want to hear. Because you can't spoil that. That's expectations. Runarounds Prime wasn't. Wait, is this an actual answer by you? This fan always finds something I've never heard of. Oh, his girl definitely made him watch this. The Runarounds. It's just one season, right? That's what this says, I think. A group of high school graduates from Willington, North Carolina come together to form a rock band united by their shared love of music and a dream of stardom. It's got some pretty good reviews, too. Look at that. We got a legit answer out of Ace. Today's a day of days. Yo, seriously, again, though, thank you, Alexis and Sandollar, and all you guys who keep reposting your little membership. I don't even know how y'all are doing that, by the way, the membership message thing that Mikey did. But thank you for that. Those are really cool. At the skyfall. Hey, Mikey. Mikey, I don't know if you have a Twitter or not, but I tweeted your thing. If you do have one, I can tag it. I don't know where I'm getting all these new followers on my Twitter either. I've been posting less, and I got like 100 followers over the past 3 days. Somebody's spreading like a hidden cape to us, giving us the love from disguise. I'll check it out though, Ace. I got it written down. Wait, Tobias, did you really see it or are you just bullshitting me? Love you, Nard. I feel like you're lying and you didn't actually see it. Oh, you did see it in IMAX on Friday. Okay, I guess I kind of believe you now. If he would have just said I saw it, I would have been like Cap. But he said where and when pretty quickly. How was the Infinity Castle? 10 out of 10? 0 out of 10? You didn't tell me how the Infinity Castle looked. Should have went to AMC theaters. I don't know. I heard IMAX is kind of the shit. I think I saw Dune 2 on an IMAX screen. I can't remember. Dune 2 when it came out was insane. I regret it, but no spoilers. Woke up with COVID the day after. Wait, what? Oh, you got sick after you saw it. That sucks. But you still haven't told me how the Infinity Castle looked. He said, I regret it, but no spoilers. Wait, why do you regret it? Now I'm scared. Yeah, I won't lie. D-Touch said that I have to go watch it in theaters or it's not going to be the same. So I have to do it. Oh, because you got sick, you regret it. This man will do anything to dance around this Infinity Castle question. And Infinity Castle was amazing. It fucking better, man. Honestly, the sound I'm waiting to hear when I watch the movie is that instrument that one demon plays where it's like, ding! And then it like teleports the whole room or whatever. That shit is so sick. I remember hearing that season 1 and I was like, bro, they're going to drag this on forever. They go through like all the Hashiras and all that stuff. We're finally getting to the fucking movie. Nah, anime enjoys are up right now. We're up big. Oh, typed it out 3 times. You did not see it. Yeah, I'm stupid. Sorry. Or YouTube blocked it. Actually, I bet you if I go from live chat to top chat, I bet it'll show it. Yep. I don't understand why it does that. There's even a fan funding tab. I guess I never clicked that. It literally just shows the messages y'all sent. That's cool. Do we want to change the left side chart, anybody? I kind of just had it up for Sand Dollar. And I was just kind of wanting to see what it was doing. We can change it, I guess. Might just leave it on SPY, just so we can remind ourselves. SPY is just kind of up here. I won't be surprised if we get a sideways open. Or not the opposite of a sideways. If we get like a slightly lower or slightly higher open tomorrow, and then Wednesday is when we finally get all that volatility pouring again, because of course the news, hump day. But leading up to it, tomorrow could have a very similar day to today. So I think tomorrow, a really good thing to do, you guys should still get your SPY charts ready, but I think you should still take time to go find a different individual equity to take advantage of tomorrow. Tesla could be a good one with how it's trading in such a small range today on a gap. Personally, I'll probably do AMD or Intel. I'll probably do one of those two tomorrow for my individual equity to keep watch. Though Chewy was kind of on my list. If this thing just gaps up 4 days in a row, I think I will be a little butthurt. I've been waiting for this to hold the dip forever. But we'll see. You just ordered from Chewy? Yeah, they're unstoppable, let's be honest. That's funny though. It's not like epic or conclusion, it's an epic conclusion to part. Wait, it's just a part 1 kind of thing? You're not spoiling. Risk reward looks good. Tesla over 420 is always something I enjoy. Yeah, meme or not, it actually is a real thing over 420. Just in case anybody thinks we're joking, it is an actual. And it feels like growth is the only thing we are worrying about. And ridiculously fast delivery. Yeah, I think every time I get something, it's there like the next day or the next 2 days. They're pretty quick. Yeah, Chewy's like the king of pet companies. A little pricey, but in my opinion, it's a little worth it. My dog is so spoiled. And she's going to stay that way. Yeah, exactly. Better than buying on Amazon. At least for those products. I agree. Plus, it's nice to support Chewy. There's like that small party that's like, yeah, I did my part. Yeah, the fast delivery is amazing. Americans delivery is quick as fuck. Dude, it's the only thing we care about. Like, I promise you, Prime, the whole, like, 24-hour delivery thing would never have happened if Americans didn't exist. Like, fast delivery is us. Yeah, we're lazy. Yeah, we're fat. Yeah, so what? We also have fast-ass delivery. Don't go to the native Amazon or delivery service. Go American. If you're in Portugal or Spain or some shit. And dogs don't know when ordered from Chewy, LOL. Oh, yeah, they do know. Yeah, anytime I rip up the box, she knows. We are spoiled with fast delivery. Hell yeah, we are. We are so spoiled with fast delivery. I mean, think about it. America kind of made like those like first world problems memes kind of blow up again. She's eating on the charter plate. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Bro, I think I've had one of those plates before. Even I was like, what the fuck is that? Are you trading on multiple accounts? No, I'm on one. Is this JP Stonkin or is this a different JP? Yeah, Tobias. We like our delivery like we like our McDonald's fast. I have grocery delivery in the Netherlands. It's the best. I mean, it takes me an hour or two a week to go to the supermarket. Or as you guys call it, Costco or Walmart. Or you just order for $5. Wait, you pay $5 and they send everything to you? On top of whatever you're paying for your actual delivery? That's actually becoming very popular here in America too, delivering groceries. It has been for some time, but it's really gotten popular the last year or so. I feel like I see everyone doing that shit now. In the future, the grocery stores are just going to be full of delivery drivers. And robots. They inflate grocery prices when you buy it online, though. Hides the true. Oh, that is true. I've seen that even on like DoorDash. DoorDash does that too. Uber Eats does that. All deliveries do that. Yeah, you're right. That's why when you order online, it seems like a lot more expensive. It's because it is. It's not. It's not a. It's you're not bullshitting yourself. It is a legit thing. They send everything ordered to your door with different crates and stuff, and when your neighbors order the same day. What? Wait, the Netherlands actually use their brain on this? That's so smart. If your neighbor's also getting it, then the delivery cost is cut down. That makes so much fucking sense. Bro, in America, do you want to know how that would work? Each person would pay like a big ass amount. There wouldn't be a split cost on anything. It would be treated as like an individual, completely different thing. That is actually so fucking smart. Bro, the Netherlands are doing it right. Trump, take notes. Amazon, take notes. Here they don't inflate prices. It's the exact same. Isn't labor costs very expensive? I don't understand the business. No, yeah, I don't understand it either. Because it feels like they're barely skimming across making that money. But I think a lot of it does. Like, there might even be hidden fees in all the other sub prices too. Who knows? We're both buying carrots and I'm paying $1 more. Like, that dollar might do a lot more damage than you think. But who knows? What do we call this? The iceberg of delivery? The iceberg of delivery scam? I don't even know what you'd call that. Delivery gate? I don't know. Yeah, like a delivery pool. That's so smart. The cooling fan comes in like the ice cream wagon. Everyone opens their doors. Out of my 10 neighbors, 7 get their shit on Wednesday. Wow. It actually sounds like in the Netherlands, you guys like think before doing things, which is kind of wild because we do not do that in America. We just kind of like do things, run our heads into the wall, and then we just do something until it works, no matter how much money or time or stress gets thrown at it. Yeah, coordination. That's pretty wild. I'll tell you right now, I don't even know 7 neighbors. I'm one of those people that don't know any of their neighbors. Actually, that's a lie. I know like 3 or 4 of them. But if it was up to me, I would know none of them. That's actually insane coordination. All right, so we're all moving to the Netherlands, but you have to be an extrovert is what I'm hearing. No, we're just cheap and predictable. LOL. If it's dude, you don't understand though. We don't even think about those things here. If I sat here and was like, I need to order my groceries, I would never once for a second. Most Americans too would not sit there and be like, I wonder if I could package this with my neighbor. Not a single person's doing that. Even though the freaking EV Amazon van is on our street daily. In a sense, my neighbors are all ordering from Amazon constantly. Oh, I see what you're saying. That's why you're seeing it all. That's true too, though. Like in my neighborhood, I feel like there's not a day go by where I don't see an Amazon vehicle. They're here every day. I think my mind was just blown apart a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like I know it's such a small thing to like sit here and talk about, but that is a little wild that they're doing the whole coordination thing in the Netherlands. Like, let's get all shit together, bro. If anybody did that in America, there would be so much less money made on delivery. That's never once even remotely gotten close to hitting my head and being like, yeah, this could totally work. Tobias's next message, but bro, I want robots so bad. Imagine you just open your door and they stuff your kitchen in 2 minutes and then move out again. I don't know, man. As soon as you start giving those robots procedure and like control of like operational things, that's when it gets a little scary. Which it's already happening in today's world. We're kind of transitioning from just giving like AI and robot tasks to do. We're actually like giving them operational control of things on certain levels, which is kind of leading towards the iRobot movie with what's his name? Why can't I think of his name? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Someone help me out here. I got his fucking head in my Will Smith. I kept wanting to say like 3 names mixed into one. But yeah, Will Smith. It's literally like headed towards that movie where like in the beginning we just gave them like tasks to do to help us out, right? But then in the beginning of that movie, it starts to lead into giving them like operational control of things. Now, I'm not saying we're going to be like iRobot, but it does literally feel like that to an extent where robots are actually giving, and AI, I keep forgetting AI, they are 2 completely different things. We're giving them more operational control of things. Like, imagine they go from just doing calculations to running a factory. That is now a bigger deal. Don't call your robots clankers, and especially, yeah, treat your robots and AI pretty nice. I would be nice to them. Don't be one of those guys like in the movies that's like treating it like an asshole, and then when they wake up and become sentient, they're like the first victim. Don't do that. I think sometimes when I talk to ChatGPT, I type bro on accident. Remember what the price of beer was in iRobot? No, I don't. Let me look it up. What the fuck? In iRobot, 2 beers cost $46.50, so $23.25 each. What kind of fancy ass beer will a brewery invent that will be so awesome to taste that it would cost $23.25 a bottle? Someone said the top comment on this Reddit is that's the power of inflation in action. Oh my god. I hate that they're accurately like describing that too. You can't even be like, well, it's just the internet, they're stupid. Like, no, the internet was actually kind of smart in that post. Sounds like Amsterdam in 2030. Apparently that's Earth in 2035. But yeah, that's what I think of how AI and robots are upgrading now. They're not like at a point where they're just doing calculations for us. They really are at a point where they're running factories, they're creating things. Like it's getting to a point where they're not just thinking. They're in operation now. They're actually doing things. So it is a completely big step up for that. Possible bearish test on Eli Lilly, but I'm not jumping in. Contracts are mad expensive. Let's see. Oh, here, you can watch that other one with me then if you want. You watch APA. Not tooting my own horn, but we're 1 out of 1 on this chart. Generational wealth was made on this chart. We made 40 or whatever % on this chart. Generational wealth. I'm just kidding, of course. Inflation is never going away. A bad thing about inflation is stagflation. You guys hear me rant about this every other stream. That's what it truly is. It's not inflation. It's the pausing of inflation. It's the consolidation of it. The stagflation of it. It's literally the worst. That's what we bitch about in today's economy. That's what we'll be bitching about 100 years from now. Inflation not going away. There's also something worse than that too. When I talk about stagflation, like let's say bananas cost $1, and then inflation goes up. Bananas are $5 now. Inflation goes down, let's say 50%, but I only remove the price of bananas by 50 cents. There's a really big excess amount of money sitting there that shouldn't be, right? People are going to be overpaying for bananas. So that's another thing you have to watch out for. And that is the true killer. Stagflation. I was looking at 740 or 730 strike prices at least one day. Buying power. What's up, Dr. J? With average oh yeah. Like we're losing some of our buying power. While losing money. It's like a double-edged sword that only cuts us. There is no safe side. We're just getting cut twice. It's what our parents bitched about. It's what we're going to be bitching about. It's what our kids are going to be bitching about. It's what our grandkids are going to be bitching about. And all of us will be valid. That's why we are cutting rates, because we aren't growing. That's not my point though. They can bring rates down. They can bring prices of things down, but there is an extent where businesses themselves will be able to profit from not bringing them down enough, if that makes sense. Not bringing them down to the actual market average, which is a really big problem. But yeah, no. I do expect interest rates to come down because we need to start seeing some growth in some of these markets. It's nice to see stock charts go up, but when your economy isn't fully following that, it's a little problem. My allowance for this week. Hey, at least you got one. Some people just said sky's the limit. That's good you limit yourself. Vibe check, though, everybody. Vibe check. I didn't even notice we were almost at noon. But how is everybody in the stream? How was your day so far? If you traded, awesome. If you didn't, also awesome. Let me know how your day was, regardless. Huge shout out to the different people with call-outs today. We had, honestly, a few. I don't even know if I should rename them again. There's a pretty good number of people. And then the gifted memberships. Thank you again for that. So the call-outs, the memberships, honestly, everything today has been kind of hot. And not even really up by me either. I would genuinely say more of the plays talked about, called out, whatever the hell you want to call it, were not even by me. They were by all kinds of people in the chat. Again, just another point showing that this group really is just full of leaders. It isn't ran by just one person. It's got my alias on it, but let's be honest, guys. It's ran by all of us. Also, a cool website that none of us can access. Appreciate that, Tobias. I love that we can all just, like, look at it, but can't touch it. But still a cool theory. Maybe Tobias could make a company in the United States copy Polymarket's idea and make his own. Make an American Polymarket. That would be cool. Can someone link me the Fed Cut site where it shows probabilities? If anybody knows which one I'm talking about. If not, I'll just find it here in about 20 minutes. I'm interested in that, though, Doctor. I'm interested. Immaculate vibes, bro. Excellent choice of vocabulary. Just watching into, thinking about dropping more cash for a bigger position. Immaculate vibes. Dr. J, you are so fucking on it. Wait, you're saying Polymarket has an American version? Wait, is this real? It's 96% for the quarter point? They don't believe in the half point at all? I bet if I checked this a couple weeks ago, this number was bigger. Oh, it was. Not by a lot. Literally, I'm saying, if I checked it a week ago, data's literally right in front of me. Yeah, they seem pretty dead set on the half. On the this is if it's 25, this is if it's 50, this is if it does nothing, which no one believes that's possible. A month ago, maybe. I'll check that out here in a second, Nard. I would love to peep the Netflix chart. See what you're looking at. Thank you for linking this, by the way, Dr. J. Appreciate you. You're going to add $50? Oh, okay, thank you. And just let the group, as a collective, force opinions? Okay, how about this, Tobias? If you do it, let's only bet on, like, on earnings, and let's only bet on, like, the big boys. So this week, there's really only, like, one thing you could trade. Like, General Mills, maybe. Up to you, though, Tobias. I am happy to join in on that, though. That is fun. It sounds fun. If you were to do it, and then just kind of, like, show us. Since you're the one with access, and we can't. Yeah, I don't do... Yeah, I didn't think you were going to be boring. Tobias and boring in the same sentence? That doesn't work. He said, NVIDIA, Tesla, Apple. See, told you, not boring. He said, yeah, I don't do boring stuff. Which means he's not doing General Mills. To be fair, though, the General Mill odds weren't that great. It'll be kind of fun to do for the semiconductors this next go-around, Tobias, because they probably shouldn't beat earnings their next season, the semiconductors. All these pullbacks and different things that semiconductors have to work around now, we'll probably see a not as great earnings season for them this upcoming time. You don't know General Mills? They're pretty big, but yeah, I mean, they're pretty boring. They're not a Tobias stock, I'll say that. We're seeing another test of that 660-30, 660-60 on that right side SPY chart, guys. That's where we think it will make its next directional move from. So higher lows starting to try and fail. Might be seeing the takeover of bear short term into the lunchtime session. All right. We'll go to one chart so we can focus on one thing at a time. First, I want to look at Netflix for Nard. And then we're going to look at Goog and whatever else comes next. Okay, so all these purple lines, just to kind of re-talk about what the hell these even are. These are all from, like, honestly, before a lot of this price action. We were talking about this higher low when I started drawing all this junk. And I said we could watch for liquidity grabs or for it to break lower right here. They've actually done this once. Maybe even a second time right here. So I actually agree more with liquidity grab longs than I do anything else here. I think a lot of people are going to see this and think like, oh, it's bearish. But it's genuinely doing the exact same thing it did the first time. It broke a new low, and then it closed back over, right? So what's this one doing? It broke a new low, and it's retaking again. Is it over the perfect level that we want? No. So there's a little bit more risk involved with that. But the fact that it's already made a new low and retook is already a sign enough that it wants to try to work towards whatever's next. Which in this instance, they really need to get over the 50% of this day. It's about right there probably. And then now they need to get to this one. So if you are going to swing this, you definitely need to aim for this day's halfway point. And if it goes past that into the higher levels, you're fucking golden. But I would keep that in mind. And then all these other purple lines were just me talking about if we do finally break back up higher, where are we going? The first place we're going to go and struggle is here. Second place is here. Third place is here. Just kind of based on the recent highs. So that's the meaning behind a lot of that. But that is my short-term breakdown on Netflix. I watch this a lot too. So if you ever look at Netflix and mention it to me, I'll bring it up too. I love watching Netflix. In real life and on the chart. And then Goog. I'm back and SPY's consolidating. Love that. What's up, Carter? Always good to see your name. No matter the time of day. We could be a nuclear war and seeing that name would make me smile. That's a tough question, actually, now that I'm seeing this chart, Alexis. Why did I just do that? Jesus. Alright, part of me's got to know. What is that backwards fib saying? Part of me's begging to know. Which normally I do it on the weekly, but I wanted to do the monthly this time because we have that pullback. They have hit that first fib extension. I don't know if I could truly sit here and say it's slowing down yet, though. Because you do have like a lot of smaller candle bodies, but it's at the top of a nice emerging one. Like towards the halfway point of that, like it's the bullish side of that candle. And then they did that against the fib extension, so that's okay. I would be worried about that chart, though. I say worried because anytime I look at a chart like this, I'm like, I think it's slowing down. It sometimes does just keep ripping up because it's in that part of the chart where no one really has control of it. So I don't know if I'd say slowing down. I would say it needs more time to show me anything, really. Because all I can really say about this chart is it's up. And for new positions, I don't know what I would even be looking at there. I'd probably just be sitting on my hands right now. It's an interesting chart, though. Thanks, bro. That Friday night had me... Oh, that Friday fight had me wanting to long it. Yeah, Netflix can be a demon, man. Be careful with it. Its premiums are a little pricey, but it does really good job moving. And honestly, I would have to say that this is probably one of the charts that's helped me swing trade the best. Because it makes you learn to not always take the first setup. Sometimes it makes you wait to take the second. Netflix is the perfect example for this. Which honestly is a good template for probably every single chart. Not just jumping, you know, on the very first thing you see. But waiting until it develops, waiting until you understand the context around it. Because like, now that I'm looking at it again, like you could see like this was a beautiful retake, continuation, all that good stuff. But us coming back down here and then kind of struggling with this now, it kind of puts us in a seat where I'm not really bullish or bearish. You know, I like this retake, don't get me wrong, like I said before. But it's like we're just stuck between two spots of this rebound, you know? So it feels like more consolidation is needed. But then there's that part of me that's like, well, it's got a really good second retake here. Like, there's no excuses. It really should go up to whatever. Let's just mark it. Whatever 50% of this candle is, it should go towards 1222s. So, That's kind of how I see the chart. If we get a breakup of all these little levels up here, which I don't know why I have a list mark now, we could just delete that. If you get a breakup of these areas going into tomorrow too, and that's another big thing I think too that Netflix taught me the most, is let's say I'm looking at this like Nard is right now for a swing trade, but I don't quite pull the trigger. Does that mean I should just delete this chart from my memory? Or should I try to take advantage of this going into tomorrow maybe for a day trade or a scalp? Option number 2. Opportunity is there. Always head towards opportunity. Don't always go straight to, oh, I'll just delete it from my memory. So even if you don't want to take it right here, right now, right? You don't like that it's sitting under that, right? Because I like this one a lot, but I would have waited on this one. This is technically the second time it did this. This would be the third. So it's not as great as this one, because this is kind of on the back end of like, wow, we've already seen this one once and it didn't pan out, you know. Then you get the liquidity grab again. Like, this is ideal, getting it on the second. On the third, it's like, it's a little bit more obvious now. I mean, any jackass could pull this chart up and see there's some lows sitting here. So I think that's my take. I think I'm probably like 60%. Yeah, that's probably going to continue. 40%. Probably should wait to see what this does next. Based on just that. I didn't even look at the EMAs either, which you should definitely be looking at if you're going to look at your daily time frames. Which I've been trying to be better about this, but I've been trying to just stick with the Rob EMA. Oh, and it kind of lines up with what I said. If it was to go up, it does have to pull up to the 8 and the 21, and that's exactly where they're at. I mean, a little bit lower than that, but you see what I mean, though. There's a little bit of room above it, but it's at a part of the chart where it's like, is this retaking? You know, it might not even be Netflix's fault, too. What if tomorrow we open down 0.5% on SPY? Like, that might make this chart look like this. And the next thing you know, it is a rejection. And it is trying to go down towards the meat of these 2 days here. And then go down towards the low. And then go down towards more lows. You know, that so on and so on. So, I think regardless if you're swinging this or not, Nard, I think you should definitely keep this on your watch list for a potential day trade. Because let's say you don't have the confidence today. And maybe you do, maybe you don't. I'm not trying to push you away from it or anything. That still is like a door of opportunity there. It's like, okay, well, I'll just watch it tomorrow. So, if you happen to not take it today, I would definitely keep this on your watch list. I also am agreeing with you that I think it looks really good. There's some really good potential upside sitting here. Yeah. Oh, that's why it's not moving. Inside bar and small caps. Oh boy. Double inside bar, small caps. Small body candles over and over again on SPY. We had one big green day in between. Tech's really the only one moving. And a solid pace over and over again. So a little patience is the key. I personally think so, but I'm not trying to push you away from that. Like, that could be a liquidity grab and that could keep going up. But I just wanted to throw it in your ear that you don't have to take it today. You could also just have it on your watch list for future use. Because I won't lie to you guys, some of the best day trades are sometimes a planned swing trade. You might be looking at it and be like, okay, I think it has enough room to go up towards the 80 MA, or I think it has room to go up to all-time high, or pull back from here. That might be an overnight swing. Could also be the next day you have a really good day trade set up for yourself. So you have almost 2 opportunities sitting there every time you find a swing trade. Whereas when you find a day trade, you really can only ever have one. But when you find potential swing trades, you have like 2 doors sitting in front of you. So I always like that a lot too. And that's why I like to think from like a swinging point of view. And oh my fuck, why did we not hold Sophie? I'll tell you why we didn't hold Sophie. Because I didn't trust this freaking candle. We entered here. We cut the next day. I think it was like 13% losses. Like, it really wasn't anything bad. But it was just the point of it was like, fuck. But it actually did end up holding. And we could have completely validated holding that with a larger... I mean, with a farther out expiration. I can't speak English. Damn, that's crazy. Good move. See, we knew it was there. We just didn't have the balls. Plus, we went over to the... Oops. We went over to the maximum daily chart. And if you go to the actual all-time high, that's kind of what we're dealing with over here. Struggled against this one. Slowed down inside bar breakup, and then a continuation. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Sophie at like 30. And then she chills. If she doesn't just do that there under the old all-time high, of course. Nard, you might also want to put Coin on your watch list going into tomorrow. They're in a spot of their chart. Where are they? They're in a spot of their chart where they could get some more movement too. I've been watching to see if they complete this inside bar today. So far, they're still an inside bar, so I would like to see that maintained going into tomorrow. And then that could be a good day trade setup too. So you'll see me probably post Coin on my watch list tomorrow if that's the case. Today I had like 5 different or 6 different things on my chart today. I said McDonald's was a good inside bar breakdown, which if anybody paid attention to this, good job. What did I just click? And then we had like AMD and Apple, but those were like smaller time frame setups. We're just staring at this time frame. I said, shout out to the Japanese rice traders who invented candlestick patterns, not these fakes online nowadays who will have you believe otherwise. I would never tell somebody I invented candlestick patterns. That is just fucking crazy. If you guys have never heard that, by the way, you should just Google that and check it out for yourself. It's pretty cool. Japanese rice traders and how they invented candlestick patterns. They make all the hard work we do nowadays look like nothing. Like, they make us look like lazy fucks. Japanese rice traders did so much. Copy, gonna go look at Coin now. Yeah, get your levels up on there and get all your short-term levels and stuff. Just get it ready. Guys, I'm going to end the stream soon, but I'm going to leave this stream open-ended here. If anybody has any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them before I end stream. It's funny because normally I try to aim towards like 11 o'clock, but we've been going well over that these past 3-4 streams. I would say today's credit, though, would definitely go towards like Sand Dollar and Optioneer. That was very cool. Yeah, if you guys have anything for me, please feel free to share. If you guys have something off topic to share, share it as well. Doesn't need to be that crazy. Whoops. Yeah, if you guys have nothing for me, I'll end the stream there. If you guys have something, let me know. If it's after the stream, please feel free to shoot me over a message or tag me in the chat, and I'll answer ASAP. I would definitely bring caution into our larger time frames now, guys. Just because, again, this was a little dicey. All of this, really. This opened up things, but we're still in the same seat. Just we're higher up on the chart. We still have a lot of indecisive, smaller body, longer wicking candles, which brings caution to the chart. That doesn't mean start shorting randomly. It just means consolidation can start soon. So if you start to see lower opens from this higher momentum, don't be shocked. It's actually kind of expected at this point. Early or not, in the next few days, we probably will see some sort of pullback towards 650, 150 area. So I would keep that in the back of your mind in case we do see that higher probability situation play out. In case we don't, we still have that fib extension above us at 666. So we'll see which scenario happens as we cross Wednesday. Wednesday, of course, is a big deal, guys. I don't know if we need to be trading super heavily that day or not, but we definitely need to be ready for what is going to be happening after that. The movement, the momentum. But it does look like momentum has slowly kind of just scaled off. We have continued up the chart, but our momentum is dying off. So I do want to at least bring that caution to everybody, because I don't like to bring that up and be like, all right, guys, start shorting. No, like, it could just have a really weird lower open consolidating kind of day, and then next few days we just keep going up, So I'm not trying to make it seem like this is the end of all, or anything, but it could. And we have seen a lot more smaller body gapped up candles present themselves over and over and over again. So that's a very good natural sign of price action losing momentum. Great stream, brother. I'm going to lock in here on Intel and see what I want to do with it. I'll update post charts over the next... Yeah, please do, dude. I don't know about you guys in chat, but I've been really enjoying the couple people in there that have been posting their post charts channel updates. Oust, for instance, on Intel. I've been really enjoying that. So please do, please. I don't know if other people are reading that shit, but I 100% am. So if that's all you need. Maybe UNH as well. That would be cool too, dude. Share whatever you want. Definitely keep it small so you can keep your updates, like, organized, and you yourself can remember what you're trying to update and trade, because that is important. But good shit, Oust. I like that idea. No questions, just gratitude. How the stream and everyone who's involved. You guys are amazing. Dude, you too, Nard. I really love that. Thank you for that message, and thank you for being here. Even though some of you guys just come in here and bring good vibes, like, trust me, that is still fucking highly appreciated. And excuse my language. I know sometimes I could be a little sailor. But yeah, I do appreciate that. Thank you guys for always being here. The likes, the comments, the engagement. Like Nard said, seriously, the teamwork, the cohesion is honestly kind of a vibe. So I do appreciate that. And again, Alexis and Sanddollar, I will never let you go to sleep without hearing this. But thank you again for the gifted subs. I know it's not like you're throwing me millions of dollars or anything, but it's like, dude, that's still really big for the channel and really big for people who might get access to that stuff. So thank you again. I'm nothing but appreciative right now. But guys, thank you again. Have a great rest of your day. And if you guys have anything else, drop it in the Discord. Like I said, there's tons of channels meant for you just to post and all that good stuff. So feel free to engage, gain some friends in the chat, engage with each other enough to where you're actually, what tickers you're both looking at. We're all looking at SPY, no shit, but what is everyone's go-to tickers that they like to comfortably go check out? So learn that. Go learn that about someone in chat and start to engage more. But I'll see you guys later on. Have a great rest of your day, and love you all.